HBCU Overdrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream with their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more. You can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace. Oh my goodness. What's going on, everybody? Everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, put a thumbs up. Put a thumbs up. So if you can hear me, what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this Saturday evening? I know we ain't gonna get too much going on. Too many people on here because tonight is fight night. It is fight night. But everybody checking in. Tell me, everybody checking in. Mr. Buckley, how you doing, Mr. Buckley? Chris Dukes, what's going on? Ronald Hunt, as always. Miss Mary from the 305. What's going on, Paris? Why you not watching it? People think that Spence gonna lose tonight. I highly doubt that.
Go ahead and start the poll.
You already know. I highly doubt that. We're gonna get this poll going on right now. Oh my goodness. Oh. All right. Go ahead and get the poll going.
Who is it against? Errol is Spence and Crawford, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, man. Look, I already got the poll going up. I got the poll. Let me get back on this thing right here. Mr. Garner, what's going on? What's going on? What's up, Unc? One time about Team Spence all day, every day, baby. Y'all will beat Lincoln by 40, but y'all will lose to Jackson State by 50. Mr. Price, as always, what's going on? Central Texas, aka Cut from Killeen, Temple area. But let y'all know, I went to work early today and it was super busy for the simple fact that the fight is like I said, the fight is tonight, and it's gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be a lot of people. There's gonna be a lot of people tonight to watch this fight.
Why is this fight so important?
Because this fight basically unifies all the belts for the welterweight division.
Okay, I think I picked somebody to do. I want to say I wanted. You said who you said was going to win? You said Crawford.
I said Spence.
Oh, I said Crawford in the 4th round by
You
knockout.
said Crawford in the 4th round. Oh, I said Spence. I'm around EA. I can walk around Oak Cliff with a Terrence Crawford shirt on. Y'all don't run me. You gonna put that 500 in the cash app? I go look. I go walk around Oak Cliff with with the with a Bud Crawford shirt on. We only it don't even be it don't even be like that though, man. People that don't know, just put it in the just vote. Just just vote in the poll. What's going on, Israel? As always.
Someone said this is the vein of Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hitman Hearns.
It might be. It
How?
might be.
I think you told me yesterday, but they weigh like 140 pounds. It's even over on this way. What's yours looking like? I got 50 Spence and Crawford. Everybody hasn't voted yet. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit who you think will win, Spence or Crawford. Right now, mine is 50-50.
And mine's on my end is 60-30, 67-33. Crawford.
I must got the Spence lovers on my site. On my head.
I guess so. I don't know how that happened. Let me switch out this camera.
But we have an interesting show tonight.
Hold on, y'all want to see all the shirts being hung up on them. I want to see all my good shirts being hung up. I'm like, oh man. So yes, it will be an interesting show tonight. I know people's gonna keep up with the fight. So if you're not watching it, but
we can keep up with the decision, like when they do the counts, right?
Yeah,
ESPN updates.
Yeah, ESPN will be able to do that. So
Are you in?
Mr. Hayes says South Carolina's in the building. So what up?
James behind the lens.
What's going on, man?
We met him at SWAC Media Day. Talented young man representing the Jackson State University.
Yes.
Mr. Haynes, you know he has to give his MEAC spin on everything. He's so messy. Good Lord.
You know what?
Yes, he
How many
is.
days we got what 27 days left to the game starts.
I mean, it's literally right around the corner. Week 0.
Like I said, I'm not gonna go That's a long trip. Well, yeah, that's a long trip for me. Uh, yeah, Hagler Hearns was that fight. Literally that fight right there. Um, they was going at it. Like they were going at it.
Which game are you most excited about?
Uh, as far as from everybody in the SWAC or just Jackson State.
I mean, I guess you can do open it up to everybody in the SWAC.
So a couple of games I'm excited for is one of them gonna be homecoming.
Oh, the Alabama State game versus Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Um,
good one.
the Labor Day Classic. I'm ready to see how Andrew gonna hold up. Um, the other Labor Day Classic. I'm not gonna leave them out. Alabama State and I think Alabama State and Southern play Labor Day also. Cause I'm I'm not too thrilled about this uh Southern being them ranking Southern number one in the West.
You said you're not? I mean, I think it was probably, hang on.
Nah, I was not thrilled. Like literally, I was not thrilled about um I was not thrilled about the
Um, okay, so week 0, I feel like that game is more like redemption.
yeah.
It's like a do-over for the Celebration Bowl. So, I'm excited about that game. Then FAMU versus Jackson State University. You know, the loudest uh, fan base has been the Rattlers. They've been puffing out their chest and letting their snake hang this season. So I'm excited about that game. Then Southern.
The first 4 games for Jackson State, the first 4 games of the season, they're gonna be the ones I'm gonna be ready for. I mean, because it's to me,
I
I
think
just feel like it's one of those deals where it's just one of those deals where like it's to test, to test your metal. Like
that
uh
Southern game is not going to be a joke. It's not.
it's not gonna be a joke,
We've
but
been whipping up on them 3 consecutive games. One of them was a shutout. The atmosphere in Mumford is going to be crazy. Are you going to that game? I will not.
uh probably
I will not be going to that game. That's one of those reporting live from.
my house. Nah,
First of
nah.
all, you
If
have
that
Grammarly
game,
LSU there.
huh?
Then you got Southern and Jackson State. It's just the city is going to be crazy.
Yeah,
It's always crazy when it's Southern versus Jackson State.
I mean, to open up the season on the road for four straight weeks is is astronomical. Uh, so what I'm saying, like it's one of those times where like you You don't know who, and you don't know how the outcome is gonna play. Um, and then two, it like even the first with the first game, it's the fact that you will be able to see how TC Taylor will actually be as a head coach. Like what's his, you know what I'm saying? In a sense, like how he, you know, make adjustments, what substitutions, everything.
Mr. Walker said he'll be in Baton Rouge with a rental car that he rented from Baton Rouge Airport just in case those SU fans want to get silly.
Oh, true. I do the same thing too. Mr. Haynes, I did not get to see it. I've been, I did not get to see it. I wish I would have seen it. I know it's on YouTube, so I'm gonna check it out.
So I think it was interesting, Buddy Pugh's highlight, well, one of the highlights of his career, he highlighted the Celebration Bowl versus Jackson State.
Right.
So South Carolina State has been relatively quiet.
Yeah.
They were cocky coming off of the Celebration Bowl win and going into their season. They had some Power Fives.
Um.
They had some Power Fives on there, and they had some out of conference games,
Yeah.
and they were still kind of cocky because it was like once we get to our division or our conference, we're gonna run through them and go back to the Celebration Bowl, and they didn't make it there. So they've been quiet, and being quiet doesn't mean that they're not deadly. I
Right.
think it'll be a great matchup, but of course, I am rooting for Jackson State to come up out on top.
Right. So, let's go ahead and get this. Let's get the night started. With SWAC Media Day. I know it's a recap, but like I said, we did our spin on it, and I want to do my rendition as far as what we experienced at Media Day. Um, I will say, this: it was great to see a lot of folks that I watch in the space, or I listen to in the space. It was great to see those folks. It was. I hate the fact that I didn't get to see some of the people that what I'm saying, I converse with on a almost like a daily basis. So um yeah, I just want to see, I just want to go back and start listening to other people and other folks and stuff like that. I appreciate the donation, Romeo. Appreciate you, man. Um my thing about my rendition of this is the fact that we didn't have no chaos at SWAC Media Day. And what I mean by chaos, I want people to understand this. What I mean by chaos is the chaos that was there for the last 2 years is gone now. You know what I'm saying? Now we could get, it's kind of like almost getting back to our regularly scheduled program, but we're going to go out there. We could actually get back to, talking about actual football. The circus has left the town. It's in Boulder, Colorado, and we can all get back to talking about straight up football. That's that's how I see it. That's how I want it to be. Uh
When you say no drama, what drama as compared to what last year?
Well, well, you know, from all the hype about, just because it was more. Because see, when you watched Media Day last year, and I watched it the year before, it was all about Prime. You know what I'm saying? He was the headliner. He was the story. He was, people would say the money maker. You know what I'm saying? You know how people say don't mess up the money maker? That's what it was. Like I
Oh,
don't
so it was the prime show featuring
it was
Jackson
a
State.
prime show featuring Jackson State. Like let's get that um let's get back to like real talk about football. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I seen. That's what we saw on on Tuesday. Like we could actually get to talking about football. Um, but I'm gonna be real with you. Yeah, everybody when I'm saying and people y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about what about the statement I just said on here. I don't want the media circus. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the media circus. I want it to just be like, man, we here. ESPN is here. Tiffany Green and Jay Walker, they there. They doing their job. Uh, Hold on, SWAC Sports. I got you. Give me a second. Um,
Wait,
but
hold up. You listen. I know you're not about to bring nobody up here. We ain't even did our show yet.
no, we ain't did. We hold on. We got to do our. We got to do the show because we, we
we'll
real
never
particular.
we'll never get our stuff out if we don't do the show first and then open it
We are
up.
real particular about how we do our stuff. But we will let people on. Don't get us. Don't.
We got you.
We got you. So the thing about it is that I didn't like. I just wanted to just focus on the players, the team, and the coaches, the other coaches that was there, and not just Prime. And don't get me wrong, we was all hype about Coach Prime. Everybody was hyped about Coach Prime. We was all don't get me, we all us Jack State folks in here. We was hyped about Coach Prime, but you know it's not all about you. It's it's just you get what I'm saying. It's not all about
So
you.
for me, it's the first SWAC Media Day. Um, I love the setup. I think me and you interviewed Blue Live, and he said that it was much better than last year. It was more organized, and that he loved the setup. Another person that I talked to said that last year they had round tables, so it was more like a banquet hall
Yeah.
instead of having the straight tables, which was more set up for media. Um, they had all of the equipment that we needed, like a power strip, a table, everything was ready to go. It was so nice. I was very impressed. Um, for a first SWAC Media Day, I was like ecstatic. They had really good food, catered food. They had a good breakfast, hot breakfast with a lot of items and some fresh fruit. I loved it. Um, so one thing that I was sad about was not interviewing all the players and all of the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually only
Miss
missed Coach Willie Simmons and Coach Maynor. Those are the only two coaches that we missed. But we
but
only got to interview 6 players, right?
so
Alabama State, Prairie
mhm.
View, Texas Southern. We didn't that was only 6.
We got Jarvion.
Oh, we did get Jarvion. Okay, so that's 7. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't get yeah. So, but other than that, I think that for our first SWAC Media Day, we did do really well, especially not knowing what to expect.
Right. And so, that was my whole thing. Like, it's all about the kids first and foremost. It's all about the kids. Yes, I'm gonna call them kids because I'm old enough to be their daddy. Most of us are old enough to be their parents. So, um,
I was a little bit upset that I didn't get to interview JD Martin or Devontae Davis. I
yeah,
actually took a picture with them the day before because I saw them downstairs and I took pictures with them, but I didn't get an interview with them. So I think that I will reach out to them for a online interview. I haven't actually done an online interview yet. So I think that um I will try to get an online interview with them.
I know it's. I mean, when you do online interviews, it's easier.
Right.
The only thing with now is you have to be able to get in touch with the SIDs. When you get in touch with the SID, um, that's that's what that's really how you get to everybody on the team, even the coaches. You got to get to the SIDs, uh, unless unless you're, I mean, they tell their SID and ahead of time, and then they tell me, hey, it's a go, or hey, we can go ahead and get this interview going. So that's the reason, that's the reason why those SIDs are important. So basically, it's to, you know what I'm saying? It's to vet folks. That's all that is. It's to vet. Like when I wanted to, we wanted to get Coach Simmons over at that table, I had to talk to the SID, aka West Side Josh. But he cool, but he's cool though, and it's always, and it's the protocol. So
Right, and so that's just something important to know for next time is, well, I did reach out to our SID.
yeah, I
Um,
heard we got to stay on him like
I don't
right
know
on
nothing,
Rice.
I don't know nothing about that because I sent him an email and I received a response back
Oh, you got a
saying,
response back?
yeah, I emailed him the day of SWAC Media Day. But moving forward, what I would do um is do a, which I mean, I guess you could walk up to them and say, "Hey, can we interview such and such?" Or just send a media request. So,
Hmm.
a media request and then the questions that you have for the coaches and the players. That way, it's already in black and white and you don't have to scramble. Um so that's another thing, which is making sure that you have sufficient information on all of the players and the coaches prior to, and knowing what you're going to ask. If I get an opportunity to sit in front of this coach, what is it that I'm going to ask?
Right.
And so I guess the SID in the particular um at SWAC Media Day was kind of like the go-to. It was kind of like the bodyguard for the coaches.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I did just kind of walk up to some people.
I mean, and then too,
The
like
actual
it's
coach, like, hey, how are you doing? I think I did walk up to um Alcorn's table and say, hi, can I interview Coach Fred McNair? Or if I saw a player, then I would just like ask them. But knowing who the SIDs are for each school
hmm.
definitely helps. Just having that awareness as a media person, now you have to know some of the people that are behind the scenes.
And so when like when you saying you walked up the Alcorn table, sure, I walked up the Alcorn table, and Coach McNair was uh think he's just looking around. And I went and spoke, I just went to him and spoke to him, and hey, oh, think we get you an interview, and, uh, he was like, no, no, no problem, no problem. Just let whoever's SID was, just let him know that you want to go ahead and do an interview. But I spoke to him, I spoke to him, and basically just chit chat for a second. Dooley was the first. I think Dooley was the first coach I when I went up into the main room that I talked to for a second, introduced myself.
Did
Uh,
you walk up to him or you walked up to his SID?
I walked to Dooley. I walked up to Dooley. Like I didn't even worry about the interview. I was just speaking to him.
Do you think some of these coaches watch our show?
Probably so. Probably so. Probably so. Like I think a lot of our coaches, I think a lot of SWAC coaches watch the show. Um, and not from just a standpoint of like I just want to see what the mess is, but it's just from the standpoint maybe they want to go ahead and kind of basically support because uh because we like you know it's independent media. That's what it is. Like we're independent. We're independent media. Um, we ain't got the big budget like everybody else. We don't have we don't have. I ain't saying we got a big backing, but we don't have the backing of like um news channels, uh, networks and stuff like that. This stuff is done organically, and a lot of us are done organically. Like sitting next to Blue, when he did his interview, that man was not in none of this. He was not in none of his shots. That man
Well,
stood behind.
when you see it, it's like, wow. He
Yeah, that
literally
man stood
has
behind the
a
camera.
nice microphone, a nice camera, and he has like a stand to put the camera on,
Mm-hmm.
and boom. So
So
it doesn't, you actually really don't. Now, the glitz and the glam, it's nice, the lighting, but it just shows that you don't necessarily need that to be successful because Blue had some amazing, amazing interviews.
right, and to look at other folks that had interviews, Brian from the ONG Strike Zone had some great interviews. Uh, sitting there talking to him like these they look at our shows they listen to our commentary just as much as we listen to their show and we listen to their commentary. You get what I'm saying? So like just because we probably only got like maybe say like 1900 to 2000 subscribers or so doesn't mean that these people don't sit here and listen to us or they don't watch us. Like my boys from the Golden Boot probably only got like 800 people, but it's a lot of us it's a lot of us people that's in the independent media will sit back and watch them because the way they have their show set up is that they have it set up for HBCU hour, and then they also have it set up to where they talk about FBS, really talk about LSU because they from Louisiana. Um, but it's like I like that, and then when you talk about Tiger Talk, that's like that's like um the end all be all for us in a sense. Like
I just think we all have our own lane, and everybody offers up their own. Just like us. Did you pull up our sign?
oh, let me go ahead and put the sign up.
We all got our own lane, and we just gonna hone up in it.
Is this it right here?
Yep.
All right. So we just gotta, to me, when it comes down to it, it's like it's like we honing our skills. Now I can sit back and say, yeah, I got inspiration from a certain person. You get what I'm saying? Like I got an inspiration from a certain person, but when said person keeps running their mouth and talk bad about our institution, our athletic programs.
I don't even really like our athletic is our academics and our athletic program. I think we already kind of like touched on it last um show
Yeah,
that I had, that we have the top tier for athletics and academics in the SWAC. It, so, you know, I'm not too concerned about what other people are saying. Now I can be petty and like
yeah,
I'll say something about it to be petty, eat some popcorn or something like that. But sometimes you just have to overlook folks that want to rain on your parade or celebrate when they feel like you're getting ready to be down. So, and I also would like to point out that if you look at the engagement on the Super Talk for Mississippi,
hmm,
for Mississippi State, Old Miss, and Southern and Jackson State, if you even just look at how many views are on those particular videos, you'll see that by far Jackson State has more engagement than all of those. I wouldn't be surprised if Super Talk did more highlighting of Jackson State just based off of the views that they got alone. And it's not, it's, this is post prime. We're doing numbers that are far greater than anybody else's numbers on their channel. Like, I think that they have like 30,000 plus or 20 to 30,000 plus students at some of these institutions.
yeah,
Um, and yet, out of all of their videos, Jackson State is the one with the highest, and I'll show that to you. So I don't think it has anything to do with necessarily the exit of Prime, just the branding of Jackson State alone.
right.
It does numbers. See
And
this right here? I pulled it up for you.
and it's not saying, and I ain't saying it's not also talking about just the exit of Prime, but when he exited, it's basically like we got back to focusing on us.
Right.
And I'm not just saying just for Jackson State. I'm talking about the SWAC as a whole.
Right.
We got to focus back on us
See that?
because the show left out. We was upset. You know what I'm saying? We were upset. Ooh, yeah, I see those views. We was upset for a little bit. It what was the 5 stages of
We ain't not grieving nothing over this way.
but what
We're
I'm just saying,
celebrating.
we what I'm saying is you got to grieve a little bit, then come with the celebration. That's what I'm saying. We got over that, but so many people want to drag us back into that space. It's like
I don't know who those people are, but
there's plenty of people. You
F
you
them.
you probably they probably done blocked you on, especially on Twitter.
Okay, I've probably done trolled them to death. All right. That makes sense. I've done already trolled them to death, so they blocked me. But okay, I was just showing that Jackson State has impressions more than Mississippi State, Old Miss, and Southern Miss. That's why, and this is a Mississippi
Sports talk.
predominantly white type of
Yeah,
show. Um, can you switch to the other one?
go back to the
Somebody said that somebody said, how did I choose FAMU over Alabama State? Or how
all
did I
right.
choose Alabama State over FAMU?
All right, so let's get into this, y'all. So if you watched the show last time, or if you just read what was on the SWAC website, you would have saw the basically you would have saw the order of the finish for this is just for preseason. We all want to let everybody know this is preseason, so it gives us a lot of it gives us a lot to talk about in a sense. Um, hold on.
Well, I don't know what we be talking about either, but I'll be all over the place sometimes. So you gonna have some. That's the reason why she rings me back in. You know what I'm saying? So
You don't think Bama State will live up to the hype? Okay, so I changed the order based off of the interviews that I did. And I felt pretty confident based off of what I heard from some of the coaches and the players. Um, and I think FAMU is going to have, I think I had them losing 3 times this season.
mm.
And so if FAMU loses to Valley, which I said that they probably might, possibility will, and they might lose to Alabama State.
My biggest game with FAMU is going to be when they play Texas Southern down in Houston.
Oh, you're talking about Musa versus Body?
Yeah, because it's going to tell a lot. It's going to tell that the game is going to tell a whole lot.
The Bulldogs said that A&M will win this East this year. That's what Jay White said. Is he an Alabama A&M alum?
Yep.
Let's end the poll and start a new one. Well, what is your so for the Spence and the Crawford fight, who you got winning? It looks like I'm finna end the poll.
I'm about to check. A lot of people got Spence winning.
Oh, mine was 51%, 49.
Ooh, they got Spence 62 to 38.
We got Crawford over here.
We got Spence over here, so gonna end the poll.
Listen, Jackson State. Until somebody beats Jackson State, I'm just gonna place them at number 1. Until we get beat by somebody in the SWAC, I'm sorry. You have to dethrone us first. They're gonna be like, oh, you guys lost 60 players, but your team bought in 40.
But see, here's the thing though, and this is what I liked about what I listened to what Kobe had to say. Cause he said, don't focus on what people say that you lost. People tend to focus on more on what you lost than what you brought in.
I mean, that's all they can do. They
And
can't even focus on what they've bought in. Like, I asked someone because they kept on saying that Jackson State lost too many players and they bought too many in. So then I asked them, okay, so what is that line? And maybe that's the next poll that I need to say. I need to take a poll and figure out what is the line where it all of a sudden it makes it too much. And what I mean by that is 40 players a lot of players? Is 30? Is 60? Like, where do you guys draw the line at to say you bought in too many new players?
mm-hmm.
If you're going to say that, I need to find what that under and over is. So I want to know, is it 30 players, 40 players? Because as far as like roster overhauls, I want to say like at least 6 teams did it?
A lot of teams did it. Man.
Who we got? We got Bethune-Cookman. And then, like, I don't want to necessarily sleep on Bethune because Coach Woody had, as far as like recruitment and stuff, he had literally an award in the FBS for being a top recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeremiah, when Valley beats FAMU and they beat North Carolina Central, you know what? Valley could only win 2 games. If they win FAMU and they win North Carolina Central, then it's up.
I got a new poll.
Doesn't Alabama State have Colton Adams?
Yep, Bubba Adams.
Who he definitely got slighted. We're going to talk about the slights later, but he was first in the, I want to say first overall in the FCS.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And Blue said a lot about that. Blue was, Blue being an Alabama boy, but he's an Auburn, he Auburn War Eagle and everything. But him being from Alabama and seeing um Bubba Adams play, I think he thinks he's seen it from the time in high school all the way up till he got to Alabama State. And to see what he did last season, he said that's a travesty that he didn't get. They didn't even look his way.
And that's the only thing is it's people can say that I'm delusional all day long, but if the FCS coaches poll and then just the FCS poll, if they have Jackson State ranked and they have no ties to Jackson State, no affiliation, and that's the only school from the SWAC that they have ranked, are they delusional?
But what is the meaning of being a fan? A fan is short for fanatic. You are a fanatic, okay? Well, of course, you're going to be biased towards your team or towards a player, right?
Not
But,
really.
but
the data, or not just the data. It's not. Well, it is kind of the data. The excuse that we were given is that Jackson State out talented the SWAC. That was one of the number one excuses.
who fault is that though?
That's just what the naysayers said. Oh, you guys out talented the SWAC.
But here's the thing, though, y'all. Who fault is it that Jackson State out talented the whole conference that you couldn't stop? Who fault is that? Is it Jackson State's fault for doing that? Is it Prime's fault for going out there and trying to get the best players possible? Even though the reason why he got the players there so he could show people that he could show the Power Five that he can bring in people and he know how to coach.
Right. And so I think that people actually learned, hey, we do need to bring in more players. So that's why you see some teams, FAMU, bringing in 40 players and they already have a certain number of players that are returning. You know why they're bringing in 40 players? Because they needed depth.
Yep. Every team in the SWAC, even Little Valley, needs some sort of depth on the roster. Because let's just put it just like this. Fam, you had two starting offensive linemen go down in their first game.
For a money game that they shouldn't have even went to. But that's water under the bridge now. I'm confident that AD Sykes won't be taking place in those types of games.
I mean, it is what it is on that one. I got I got a lot to say about that, but they did show heart when they played the game against North Carolina, but you lost two offensive linemen for the season. So the whole season they're playing scramble and they're playing, they're playing like shuffleboard with the offensive linemen. And then also, like I said, the issue with FAMU was the certification issues, and I'm glad that Coach Simmons and AD Sykes and Dr. Larry Robinson, because you got to put him in this whole thing because he does not want to have anything like that happen again on the academic level. You get what I'm saying?
I think their academics are kind of like they haven't. I don't know if their academics is going to rise, but I know that it was pretty low, 898. I don't know if that's going to affect them for this season. Hopefully, with the transfer portal, they need to let it balance out for at least, I would say, another year before getting on track.
So I'm gonna look at my list. I'm gonna go through my list.
Okay.
You can flip flop Jackson State. flip flop between Jackson State and FAMU. I mean, you could say 1A, 1B. I'm gonna put it just like that. I know Rattler's gonna be upset about what I'm about to say. If you don't get past that first game, I feel like your whole season was for nothing. You get what I'm saying? If you don't get past that first game, the rest of the season to me is just
Now they said that that's not necessarily true because they don't think that Jackson State. So they must think that somebody else in the East is going to beat Jackson State. That's what they were saying.
so.
They were saying that they don't. They can still win SWAC East. They don't necessarily have to. That's what they were
Right.
saying.
So my thing about this is, I mean, one game don't make your season, but I understand it don't make your season, but to folks in Tallahassee for the last 2 years, in a sense, it kind of do. But like you said, let's just say they lose a game they lose a game September the 3rd, right?
You saying when they lose, not
Let's
if.
say I'm
When they
just
lose.
saying let's just say they lose a game, right? They lose a game. They lose their first game, which is Jackson State. All right. They are. This is something that I like about Willie. He is prone to jump back to the drawing board and basically get his team revved up again, and they roll. They be on the roll. Like, you gotta understand, they are on the roll. Once they lose a game 1 week, that next week they go out there and they try to play their hardest and they win, and then they keep winning. I I ain't saying it's I'm praying for it, but yes, I am praying for it.
You
But
praying for what?
we beat the brakes off of FAMU. Uh, but what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that they do have a chance to run the table after that initial loss. They have done it. They've done it before twice. Actually, they done. I heard they done it before 3 times. I think the last year when they was in the meet.
So for us, it's they have to. Okay, so for FAMU, if it's between FAMU and Jackson State in the East, every other game doesn't matter except for Alabama State, Mississippi Valley, Bethune-Cookman, and Alabama A&M, right?
Mean, but meaning to me, like every game counts. Every game gonna count. I don't care about. I mean, you can say you don't care about the Southern game.
We're
I
talking
do.
about for them, in order for them to get to the SWAC championship,
Oh
the
yeah,
only
get to the
games
SWAC
that
championship
matter
game.
between Jackson State and FAMU is
The rest
the
of the
game
division.
between them, the two of them.
Yeah, and the rest of the division.
And then Alabama State.
The rest
Jeremiah is 98 degrees hot about me saying that that Alabama A&M is in last. He don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who their quarterback is. That's why.
Who?
For Alabama A&M.
More than likely it'd be Xavier Langford. He was a starter last year.
I just wasn't impressed.
My whole thing is I was impressed about him because that gave Maynard another dimension at quarterback. That's somebody that can actually run. When he had Akil Glass, he had a damn statue in the backfield. But if you got Quad Brown too, the transfer that came in from Georgia State and UT Martin, hey, that quarterback competition gonna be real interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. But with me, I'm gonna do my list. I'm gonna do my order of finish. I I got Alabama State third, but they can actually make waves. Um, of course, I feel they're going to beat Alabama A&M in the Magic City Classic. That's a no brainer. They'll probably beat everybody else on that list. The game that I need them to lose, of course, they're going to lose to Jackson State, but they need to win against FAMU.
Who needs to win against FAMU?
Bama State needs to win against FAMU because, like I said, when
I'm
FAMU
rooting for everybody to win against FAMU.
but
Mr. Campbell.
But when FAMU, because like I said, if FAMU gets going, it's hard to beat them dudes.
Okay, let's just keep it a buck though. Alabama State, they had some self-inflicted wounds last year in their game versus FAMU.
They did.
Bethune-Cookman, we all know what happened with them. It seems like they've had an about face with supporting their program, and we all know Bethune-Cookman was kicking FAMU's SSA backwards
for
years.
For the last decade.
For years. So let's not act like FAMU's invincible.
Well, I'm not saying that FAMU ain't invincible. I'm saying, to me, this is what I'm saying. My whole thing is when it comes down to it,
Colton Adams is going to put some fire behind that O-line.
They, Mr. Campbell, they had less than 120 yards of offense, but nobody could move the ball on both sides.
I know he's not talking about who had some type of offense.
It took.
That
score was 15-14 in the fourth quarter. Bama State is driving down the field. They set up to kick the field goal, and basically FAMU blocks the field goal. They return it for a touchdown.
They had some self-inflicted wounds, right?
That's what it was. It's what you want to say. It's what it was.
FAMU's letting their snake hang, and the Hornets are stinging. That's it. FAMU letting their snake hang, and the Hornets are stinging.
Jordan, I watched the game. Nobody couldn't move that. I mean, y'all moved the ball, but just like you said, when you got into the red zone, when you got close to the red zone, you couldn't do anything. But what I'm saying is, at the last couple of minutes in the fourth quarter for Alabama State, they had the ball. They was moving the ball down the field. They got themselves into field goal range, and basically, like I said, you know what happened after that? Blocked the field goal, returned it for a touchdown. Everybody go back to Tallahassee.
Basically, what I'm saying is that there was a lot of like with Jackson State, it wasn't even close. It was never ever close ever for FAMU and Jackson State. FAMU had a couple of close games. Do we need to pull them up?
They did.
It was one self-infliction away from losing the game. Now, Willie kept it together, and he definitely, pulled it out. But there was definitely some close games. Let's take a look. They had a close game against Grambling.
Yeah. A lot of games for FAMU
Y'all
were
think
close.
that those games are going to be like that? Are you guys going to become the Jackson State era? Is this FAMU's Jackson State era where they're going to just dominate everybody? That's what I want to know.
And don't let it go. Don't let it go to where we ain't got no division, because once the divisions, they take the divisions out, it's on the popping.
Let's see.
So the UNC game was a blowout, even though they held their own for.
Now you know that they put out the red shirt freshmen. They let them get they hours in. They let the freshmen, the red shirts get in, and they let the quarterback get in his basically, what do you call it? Stat padding.
Well, it would, to me,
Demetrius Davis.
When you watch that game, or when you watch that game against against the Tar Heels, North Carolina, Gene Chisholm and Matt Brown was running a vanilla defense, just straight up vanilla.
You think FAMU's gonna beat Southern?
They play them in at Mumford, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tight squeeze right there.
Mr. Green over there capping for FAMU per usual. And FAMU about to strangle the Jaguars.
Jordan, let me go.
Mr. Moore, I changed my mind. I don't know who I want to win. I don't know who I don't like the most right now. FAMU or Southern.
Right. So the self-inflicted game, that's what everybody say. The Blue Blossom Classic.
Okay, so for the quarterbacks.
The Albany State game kind of it hurt them a bit because they should have been more dominant. Even though Albany State is a Division II, I wouldn't say juggernaut, but they are tough in Division II. Florida for Alabama A&M, that game, I think, FAM kind of they were going back and forth in that game a little bit. FAMU basically dominated against Valley.
But that was
at Tallahassee.
Right. They come in the Itty Bina.
Mm-hmm.
Them Florida boys not gonna be ready.
The South Carolina State game, that was real close right there. They had so much going on. Moving down.
Oh, you said move it down a little bit?
Yeah. They played Grambling. That Grambling game was tight.
Oh dear, Grambling. No.
That game was tight from start to finish.
Right. So that's why I'm just like, how does FAMU think they're just gonna run through the SWAC just automatically? Like, no. Y'all think y'all about to be the Jackson State for the last 2 years? That's how you think you're gonna run through the SWAC?
Against Southern, man, that game was.
I wonder who I want. Let me see who I want to win.
Go down a little bit more.
See that Alabama State game?
That was tight. That game was tight.
And then they whooped poor Bethune. Bethune had been through a lot, hurricanes.
So first game of the season for FAMU, go up again. FAMU is going to be against Jackson State. Then they go to South Florida, so they be in Tampa. Then they play West Florida in Tallahassee.
West Florida, now that's the one. That's the D2.
Yeah,
that was a champion a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's dangerous. If you gonna pick to play a D2, just pick to play a sucky one. There's no such thing as you're not gonna get bonus points for playing a good D2 versus a bad D2, because at the end of the day, it's still a D2 school. Boy,
Circle September the 23rd. Now that's early, but that game, that's gonna be one of the games. That would be my game of the week.
Which game of the week?
FAMU and Alabama State. September the 23rd.
It's gonna be in FAM.
It's gonna be in FAM.
So now the FAMU hasn't lost in their stadium for some years.
2 years. So they haven't lost.
We beat them though in their own house, right? Back when LeBron had a hairline.
I think. Lord. But no, FAMU and FAMU had a 15-game home winning streak. So, which it kind of spans like 3 years, 3.5 years.
They want some real analysis. So let me get this. Let me pull up this FCS stats for them. Let's see what their defense was. Can you share that tab for me?
All right, hold on. But I'm gonna say this: y'all gonna have to watch out for Valley.
What happened?
Yeah, watch out for Valley. Because
I mean, that's what I've been saying.
watch
Okay.
out for Valley because Valley got a full allotment of scholarships. They got the depth. They got the coaching staff. So
Let them
see what
go
gonna do.
ahead. Can you pull up that stat? Because when I looked there, I seen that Southern had a better defense than FAMU.
Is it on the other?
It's right there.
This one? Oh, okay.
Number 6 is Southern. Number 9 is Florida A&M, and then number 11 is Alcorn. And you know, Florida A&M, they lost a lot. They just lost Kamari Stevens. You know, I know that Coach Simmons or FAMU wouldn't know anything about when players decide to forego the transfer portal and stay.
They know. They know. They the only ones that know. Public really don't know like that unless they say it. Oh, they know. I can tell you that's the reason why. I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't even.
No, Mr. Campbell, you do not have a top 10 defense. You lost Isaiah Land, who, by the way, didn't do anything against Jackson State. Isaiah Majors didn't do anything against Jackson State. You lost Kamari Stevens as well. Let me look at FAMU's roster. And then let's just keep it a buck. The people that they was pointing out, they did not do anything against Jackson State. And I bet you that there's probably 10 players that these folks, they don't even know because they done transferred. They don't even know who they are right now because they've transferred. They've transferred in 40 players. I'm going to say like all the other pundits, you have to mesh, right? Are they going to be able to mesh well? Time will tell. 40 players, that's a lot of players that have to learn the scheme.
Ooh,
that's all I'm saying. They don't like when I say that, but that's the truth.
Princeton did not give up a lot.
Not only did they have 40 players that they bought in this year, they also had about 15 to 20 who didn't even play last year because of, I guess, like whatever that eligibility issue was. Mr. Ford said, drop the link.
Mr. Ford on.
So that's actually like 55 players that are new, right?
Yeah. But see, that's the thing.
So is 55 players a lot of players or is it not? If you have 40 players, new players you bringing in, at least 15 that didn't play last year because of their eligibility or the paperwork wasn't right. That's 55 players.
50,
so 60, 65, 70, that's a lot of players, but 55 is not. Help me understand it now. I'm going to have to do a show and I'm going to break down. I'm literally going to my next show. I'm going to break down in the SWAC. I'm going to count how many JUCOs, how many FBS, and how many FCS players each team bought in. Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Nothing. We just over here talking about FAMU.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see that when you break down the FCS, the FBS, and the junior college and the high school kids. I have to break it down
because you see,
I
what
want to wait to see
Mr. Ford is these folks keep on talking about what Jackson State lost and then how many players Jackson State bought in. But then they don't ever talk about how many players they bought in. So FAMU bought in at least 40. Then they had at least 15 players that didn't get to play last year. That's 55 players. And Mr. Campbell, of the 60 players that left Jackson State, 15 to 20 of them did not get to play or had minimal playing time. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Boy, them rattlers snakes are shaking their tail. They shaking the tail at me. How you doing, Mr. Ford?
All right, all right. I was finished watching the Braves. They pulled the bats out on Milwaukee tonight.
Oh, we beat the brakes off of them.
Oh, they beat the brakes off of them. Relief pitchers came in and gave up about 4 or 5 runs. Got to get that bullpen together.
But yeah, when I was saying this earlier, when people were talking about how many players we lost, but they don't say how many players we brought in because you want to keep it. It's basically you want to keep it one-sided, and my whole thing is you can't keep it one-sided because what he brought in, what each coach brought in is it might be better than what they had before that or what they had, that left out. It might be. So you really can't to me, you really can't just gauge on just what you lost. Cause what
flipping rosters, Dion flipped rosters 2 times.
Dion flipped roster 3 times. That man went to man is up in Boulder. He flipped the whole roster by himself. So
Right.
But that's the name. But see, that's the game that we're playing in college football. You're not gonna have the same team that you had years prior. This is not what you saw in the 80s and the 90s and in the 2000s or so. Everybody's flipping the roster because you're thinking of it as an NFL. You get what I'm saying? You're thinking of it like NFL, an NFL roster. But that's the way that they're doing it. Like, okay, I know he gonna stay. I'm gonna keep his scholarship, but I don't know about this person. They feel some kind of way. I know they're gonna leave out. So if they leave out, let me take this scholarship and give it to somebody that wants it.
Ain't HBCU band talk from Bethune?
Yeah.
He needs to just be quiet.
Yeah.
Mr. Ford, what's your top 6 in the what you ranking in the East? What's your order of finish in the East, Mr. Ford? Who you got at number 1?
Jackson. I got Jackson, FAM, Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Valley. No, I got Bethune-Cookman over Valley.
Oh.
Yeah.
You hear that? Jackson State is at number 1.
Yeah, because they say the guy at Bethune brought in 40 new players too.
But I'm telling you, Bethune bought in 40, Valley bought in 50, FAMU bought in 40, Alabama State, I'm gonna have to see how much they bought in. But for folks to already be as good as they say they are, why are you bringing in 40 players and then you have 15 that never played? That's 55 players for FAMU. That's all I'm saying. Is 55 and 70, is there a big difference between 55 and 70? Not much. There's not much difference. Mr. Ford, they saying put your money up. Valley said put your money on that, putting them in last.
Hey, I'm going to bring these 2 up, but you got to be.
Wait, hold up. Wait, who? Wait, whoa.
Let me see who this is.
Let's finish the rest of our order and then.
Okay, we'll finish the rest of the order. Mr. Green, Coach Green, and who this, whoever this is, we'll bring you up afterwards. So,
all right, then we got to go through the West.
Oh yeah,
Who you got for the West, Mr. Ford? He probably got Grambling.
Okay, wait a minute. I got Prairie View, Alcorn.
Dang, you just leaving Grambling out.
Southern. I got Southern.
Southern.
I got Southern. Let's see. Southern, Grambling, and then Pine Bluff.
Where's Texas Southern at?
I got Texas Southern at, let's see, what did I say? Prairie View.
Prairie View was at 1. I know Texas. You
Wait a
said
minute.
Southern
You
was
know
at
what? Let me go Prairie View, Southern, Alcorn, Texas Southern, Pine Bluff.
So y'all see my list. Y'all see my list. The order of finish. I got Prairie View at number 1 because ain't no way in the world that I have a starting defense that comes back. You bring back majority of your offensive line. You add more pieces to the offensive. You know what I'm saying, for more offensive firepower in Juice Jenkins and Caleb Johnson. Both of them who have SWAC. You know what I'm saying? They played in the SWAC. And then for Southern, you don't I ain't saying you don't know who your quarterback is. You probably do know who your quarterback is, but is he gonna be more of what you saw with, I would say, a Ladarius Skelton? Or would he be more of a Bashawn McCray, which you saw last season?
Mr. Ford, I was impressed by some of these coaches, so that's why I switched it up a little bit. Maybe they can just talk a good talk.
Well, now which one was you impressed with?
The UAB or Pine Bluff coach.
Yeah, but it's going to take him.
His resume.
Did he go out and get 40? Because he got one of them teams. He should have got 40 players too. Did he go get 40 players? Because I'm all for that. If I'm all for that, going out getting 40 player stuff. I like that.
What happened? No, he played at ULM. And then he worked at Florida State, Oregon. He worked at ULM. He's all over.
He's basically, if you say you worked at Oregon and Florida State, that means he's basically I think he Willie Taggart.
I mean, he's
he was on Taggart's staff, right?
I want to say so, but my thing is this: like, he's the sleeping giant in the West.
The sleeping giant in the West is probably Texas Southern, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I don't have them sleeping. I have them as number 1, Mr. Ford. Ain't nothing sleep about Texas Southern this year. But
I gotta see
Pine Bluff.
I would like for Texas Southern to be competitive too, because I think if we got 2 contending teams in Texas, then that makes us a super conference. Like I heard y'all talking last night about going from Texas to Florida. If we got 2 contending teams in Texas, then we are a super conference.
Why is that, Mr. Ford?
Because it's 28 million people in Texas. If we get Texas fired up, and all them athletes out there, and then the amount of money that Prairie View spends on athletics, the amount of money that Texas Southern spends on athletics, if we get them rolling, woo.
So I'm gonna say this. I got mines. You can go either Prairie View, you go Alcorn. So you can flip, like I said, it's a 1A, 1B. You can flip flop. Texas Southern at 3 because I think they're not gonna catch anybody slipping. I think they're gonna beat some teams straight up, like literally straight up.
Who do you think they're gonna beat?
So they'll probably be in the dogfight with Alcorn. They have to jump out fast against Prairie View because they can't. they can't start out like what they did last season. They can't start out with turnovers. They can't start out with with 3 and outs. Like you have to get like when that ball is kicked out, if you receive the ball, you have to make sure that you put your foot on their neck. It is just for Texas Southern against Prairie View. Now, when they play Southern, because they go to Baton Rouge, I think they go to they go to Baton Rouge and play Southern, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know, chat, if they, it Texas Southern go to Baton Rouge. But
yeah, Texas Southern goes to Baton Rouge. Yeah.
Okay, so they go to Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
But the last 2 years, Texas Southern has their number. And I feel like they're gonna have it again. They're gonna have it again. This team ain't young no more. This team ain't young. I've always talked, my intel, they tell me this team ain't young. So it's basically like they gotta prove it. They gotta go out there and prove it. Grambling at 4. It all depends on the quarterback.
Yeah.
Defense is gonna be nice. I would give Grambling that. The defense is gonna be nice. They got complementary pieces for the offense. Either if it's going to be Miles Crawley or Julian Calvez. But
hopefully it's Crawley. Calvez is not ready.
But you got nice pieces.
Yeah. If Crawley gets that air game going, Grambling's gonna be dangerous.
Right. You got a receiver that's quick, fast, you know what I'm saying? That can run after the catch. You got a bevy of running backs.
That's the strength of the offense is them running backs.
That could give you 500 to 600 yards for the year for each running back. The offensive line it should be more improved for Grambling, but it's always going to be that quarterback. Everything for this season, mostly every team in the conference for this season is going to have their story is going to be who's the quarterback.
Well, let me say this: that Bayou Classic last year, Hugh Jackson blew that. He had that one for 3 quarters. He blew that game in the 4th quarter. Now I know they blamed it on Calvez, but it was Hugh Jackson that blew that game, man. That's what I'm afraid of this year. That's why I say he's not ready.
I think you don't think he brought in depth?
I think he did.
A lot of these teams, the way they were losing was, number 1, they didn't have the depth to compete. Number 2, they didn't have the strength and conditioning.
Well, Grambling's problem last year was they mishandled that quarterback situation from day one.
They did.
That kid from Texas should have been the starter. That Chance Army, or what's his name, Doc?
Chance Amy.
He should have been the starter.
I wouldn't even say he should have been the starter.
He should have been the starter.
Nah, Mr. Ford, I'm gonna tell you who should have been the starter last season from the jump.
Who was it?
Calvez should have been the starter from the jump.
No, he was not ready. He was making like the Bayou Classic, all them crucial turnovers he had.
Yeah, but watching
if he could have just been a game manager, we'd have won that game.
But watching him for most of the season, not just the Bayou Classic, he kept Grambling in the game for majority of those games.
I know he did in the game that was televised from Dallas at the Cotton Bowl. He rallied them when he came in. He rallied them. But he made some mistakes at the end that cost them the game, and he really cost them in that Bayou Classic.
But in a sense, like I said, Calvez should have been a starter. If you didn't know what you were gonna do with Noah Bolden, you should have just told him as soon as Hugh Jackson got in the door, because Noah came in with fouls. Soon as Hugh Jackson came in the door, I know it should have did at the end of the season. Like, look, I'm gone.
Yeah, right. Because he totally ignored Noah. He didn't do him right at all. I don't think he wanted Noah. I really don't. Noah did the right thing to leave.
Yeah. So that's why I said with Grambling, Southern, I don't know who in their right mind gave 13 first place votes to Southern and told them that they were going to be number one in the West.
Well, it's the potential. It's the potential. They got the players. They got the legacy. They spend the money. But see, listen, here's the thing with Southern. Dooley, all the Dooley's teams, two things. They underachieve and they're undercoached. That's always Dooley's problem. Now, Dooley's a championship offensive coordinator, but when it comes to being a head coach, he's mediocre.
I ain't seen nothing.
He's mediocre.
I ain't seen nothing about that team. I ain't seen now one player. I ain't heard now one player other than Harold Blood, other than Noah Bolden being there, other than the running backs that's there, other than the DB. That's all I heard. I ain't heard nothing about now how that offensive line gonna look, how the defense gonna look, who they got on their defensive line, because Southern University, you lost a lot on the defensive line. Hopefully,
but they plug those positions. They got people down there.
That's my whole thing, Mr. Ford. Hopefully,
they got people.
They plug those positions, those holes in the position. Hopefully they did that, but I don't have them winning the West. I don't have them winning the West.
No, I don't either. Like I just said, now as far as potential, yeah, I could see them as first place. Like I said, the amount of money they spend, their legacy, their history, the fact that they're in Baton Rouge, the expectations of the fans, yeah, I could see them being number one. But I'm just telling you, when it comes to Dooley, his teams are always going to underachieve and they're going to be undercoached. That's going to be his problem. Like I said, now he can win the SWAC as an offensive coordinator, but he's got to show me he can win the SWAC as a head coach. I don't see that.
I wanted to share something real quick. Can you pull that up? Because I actually saw him in the chat. Mr. Hogan. At least he was right about that, right? This is Rube Hogan. He's in the chat now. Everybody say, hey, Rube. Hey, Rube. Lord, if he get to SU, he going to carve y'all secondaries up like hot butter. This was Rube Hogan talking about none other than the quarterback for Jackson State University, Jason Brown. Everybody say, hey, Rube. Hey, Rube.
Oh, Jesus. Not Braxton. Oh, Jesus. Man, we got Prairie View. We got Prairie View fans up on the show. What's up?
I tell you what, now listen, if Prairie View can gets their air game going, nobody's gonna touch them. Nobody's gonna touch Prairie View. If they get that, if they can quick strike people and score, can isolate and all of that, nobody's gonna stop Prairie View. Not in the West. Nobody will stop them.
But you really think about it though, man. Well, Chastain got a quarterback. Negro, that's why we got.
I better not hear Rube say nothing else. Do you hear me? And better not say Nathaniel, okay? Nothing else, sir. I'm gonna be keeping these so-called receipts when folks get out of hand, and I'm gonna just use it against them.
So yeah, PV is gonna run the ball. That's their bread and butter.
But the only thing is, you see, listen, let me tell you about running the ball. That's good and fine. But when they put 8 in the blocks, you're not going to run the ball. You got to be balanced. And I'm telling you, if Prairie View's offense is balanced this year, they take the the West. But they got to be able to quick strike people. They got to be able to throw the football. They got to be balanced.
I don't think Prairie View. I don't think they're gonna put 8 in the box against Prairie View. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna spread. They're gonna spread them out. We got SWAC and a fool up in here. Bad Bill Braves by 40.
Why are you over there messing with the Braves like that?
Hey.
Not SWAC and a fool.
Yep.
SWAC and a fool. Coach Fred McMahon said that he told me when I asked him who QB1 is, he said
him.
He said that he's QB1. Y'all quarterback room that bad, he couldn't even tell me who QB1 was. He said that he got an extra year of eligibility left and that he's QB1. I did an interview.
He needs to go get an offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. That's what he needs to do.
What you think's wrong with his offense? Listen, with Jarvion Howard, I mean, he is the offensive player of the year. Well, he should have been.
I don't have a problem with that, but they're not balanced. That air attack wasn't working last year.
You know, they got Tyler Macon.
Oh, yeah, he's a player, no doubt about it. I've seen his film. But they were not balanced last year. That's the thing with them. Because just like I just told you, you put 8 in the box like Southern did on Alcorn down in Baton Rouge last year, they stopped them. They put 8 in the blocks.
They couldn't move.
They couldn't move.
How far did they get?
Who?
Southern
and what?
Southern stopped. They stopped Alcorn because Alcorn was basically dependent on Jarvion Howard and that running attack. So they packed the box. They ran what we call a 4-4.
I watched that game, but I watched that game
Cam
too.
Peterson, right? Who went to the NFL, right? Then they got.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
They lost him, right?
Oh, they got some more players coming. They got some. Listen, let me tell you something. As far as personnel, that's not Southern's problem. That's not Southern's problem. The biggest thing at Southern is that quarterback position. Who's going to, are they going to get a guy that the team can rally around? Are they going to get a guy that can carry that offense? That's going to be Southern's thing. If Southern gets a quarterback that can lead that team, listen, they're going to be dangerous because they got players everywhere.
So, but I thought you said that Dooley, as long as Dooley,
he's mediocre as a head coach. He's number 2 things. His teams are undercoached. And the other thing is his team's underachieved. To me, like, I hear y'all saying about Southern went to the SWAC championship. That team totally underachieved last year.
Yep.
With all that talent they had, they underachieved. And that's been Dooley's thing as a head coach. Like I said, now he's a championship offensive coordinator. He's a championship offensive coordinator, but as a head coach, he's mediocre.
So
he don't even look big though. When we interviewed him, I'm like, he really didn't look big, but it, looks don't mean anything to when those they don't mean nothing to those pads and their helmet go on it, on your body, and then it's a whole different story. When he dragging by 4 people behind him. This comment right here, JSU, y'all need to stop talking about QBs. Y'all don't have one. Well, apparently, I just feel like for FAMU, your QB is mediocre also.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say do you want me to repeat it?
Ooh.
Do you want me to repeat it? Your QB is mediocre also.
No, we ain't we ain't got no mediocre quarterbacks.
Ain't talking about that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Since he talking about stop talking about QB, y'all don't have one. Your QB is mediocre,
and y'all don't got a backup to meet the. They don't have a backup quarterback to save the day.
Who is that? Florida A&M?
Actually,
Junior,
Coach
Junior is a
really
good
said
Junior
that
is a good backup quarterback. I can't even
based off of what stats? What stats are you looking at?
the
Because
stats. I mean, it's not what the stats. What he did last season, like when I know not last season, but the year before when they had Rashawn McKay, like he was flip flopping between Rashawn McKay and Junior Muratovich.
Yeah. But they got another kid in there that came from Eastern Kentucky. If that first kid doesn't come through, watch for that kid. This kid is out of Tampa, Orlando. He can run it and throw it, and he's got good size on him. He's an athlete. That kid could possibly be a factor this year. Because I'm like you, I don't think this offense fits the number one kid for fam, Musa. That's not the offense for him. I told you. He sees the field, but the thing with him is if he goes up against a team with an outstanding pass rush, especially up the middle, he's got problems. He's got problems.
Not just
because he's not a dual threat. He can run, but he's not a dual threat quarterback.
And there's nothing wrong with sitting in the pocket if you're able to actually throw down the field to more than just one receiver, able to make adjustments.
Now, when it comes to if you're a pocket passer, if you are a traditional drop back pocket passer, read progressions. Hey, Miss Rochelle. No, but you got.
Hey, Miss Rochelle. Yeah, but so he only eyes on one receiver, like you said, but he might have changed that, right, Doc?
You got to change it because
he's got to change. But the main thing with if you got a pocket passer like Musa, you got to max protect him. That means that you got to have at least a tight end in the game. Now, to me, he would really be good if he played with two tight ends. You got to max protect him.
All right, Jamon, you talking about?
Can you put that thing back up? Put that thing back up. Is that rude?
He said, Jamon said, talking about need to stop sleeping on Southern. Keep sleeping on Southern. All right, I got.
Southern is loaded. No, I'm not sleeping on Southern. I'm just saying that the number one thing is they got to find a quarterback that will rally that team. Second of all, they got to find a quarterback that can take that team on his shoulders. But the other thing is with Dooley, like I said, Dooley is mediocre as a head coach. Two things. Number one, Dooley's teams usually undercoached. Number two, they usually don't achieve what they should. Like I told you last year, what did Southern win? Southern won what? How many games?
A consolation prize. Okay. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. With all that talent Southern had last year, they should have won 10 games. Southern should have won 10 games last year. With all that talent they had. That's what I'm telling you. Personnel is not Southern's problem. Personnel is not their problem.
I'm gonna keep sleeping on Southern.
Lewis gone. Woo wee.
I'm gonna keep sleeping on Southern. I got a pillow and a blanket right there. I'm gonna keep sleeping on them.
Can we pull up that picture again? Because Rube and Jamon, y'all gonna stop talking mess now. Y'all can't talk about Jackson State is X, Y, and Z. And what did y'all say? Lord, if he get to SU, he gonna carve y'all secondaries up like hot butter. So now I guess the butter knife or whatever they were gonna use to carve up the secondaries, that doesn't apply anymore just because the quarterback didn't go to Southern. That don't make sense.
You say Dooley got dogs, he got Chihuahuas, or he got, Pomeranians. Let me know what type of dogs he got.
Oh, he got some dogs, baby. He got some vicious dogs. Now I'm telling y'all, he got some dogs.
Let me know what dogs he got.
He ain't got no wolves. He's got some.
He got some dogs.
Do he got a French bully? Do he got a Pomeranian, or do he got a Chihuahua like from the Taco Bell commercial?
Lord, yo te quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah. I told y'all last night. I got time today.
Any team that says we don't know who our quarterback is, and you can't name at least two quarterbacks on your team, you're not going to win the SWAC if you do not have a competitive, competent quarterback. You can't.
That's true. That's true.
It's like
Game managers don't work in the SWAC. They don't work in the SWAC.
Teams are saying, you know, we're going to win, but you don't see either the evolution of a stable quarterback that they have, or they're still scrambling, trying to figure out who QB1 is going to be, or they only have one quarterback that they're putting their all into. Y'all can say what y'all want. FAMU is placing all of their eggs in one basket on one game, Jackson State versus FAMU, and on one quarterback, Musa. That's it. And then Southern, y'all thought y'all was going to get Jason Brown, so I know y'all don't have a stable quarterback. Alcorn, I mean, you do have Tyler Macon, but then again,
they don't have an offensive coordinator. They don't have an offensive line coach. That's Alcorn's problem.
Alabama State has Demetrius Davis. We did get an interview with one of the players. The players did point out that Demetrius Davis was a freshman last year.
Right.
And that he has evolved and grown. The reason why I was heavy on Texas Southern is because out of all the quarterbacks out of the West, Andrew Body is poised to be the best quarterback out of the West. Is there any other quarterback in the West that we can name? Can we put up the West order, preseason order? Who's Prairie View's quarterback?
Trayvon
Conley.
And then Alcorn, it's Tyler Macon, or
right? Yeah.
Texas Southern is Body. Grambling is they bought in Miles Crawley, but we
it's supposed to be Miles Crawley,
and he's from Alabama State.
And he's from the state of Georgia. Went to Tucker High School.
Southern, Harold Blood was at SWAC Media Day. You're not just going to waste SWAC Media Day by bringing a quarterback there and not expecting him to start.
That's true.
So are we going to say that if we're doing Harold Blood versus Miles Crawley versus Andrew Body versus Tyler Macon versus Conley, who are y'all taking out the quarterback room? Who you taking, Mr. Ford?
That kid over there at Alabama State.
Demetrius. No. We doing West. We doing the West.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Conley,
Body
Tyler
would probably be, Body. Yeah.
Who you taking, Doc?
Out of all those quarterbacks in the West,
right,
as my starter,
right,
it'll be Andrew Body. He's the most experienced in the division.
Most experienced, and let's just keep it a buck, most versatile. So I've always said that Andrew Body is more good at his accuracy of like throwing, like he's better when we talk about his run game and the ability to take off when he doesn't see an opportunity. And that the other side of being a quarterback, which is the most important, is that passing efficiency. He got some wide receivers. And he also said that in the interview, he talked about how they recruited some O-line to help him with it. Uh-oh.
I got you, G.
Swacking up. G said he coming up here. The big bad Braves want to have a word.
Bad Braves.
Not the bad built Braves.
Triple B.
You know what we need to do next? Our next, we're gonna have a fantasy team where we utilize all the players out the SWAC and build your team how you want to.
Hey, I like that.
We're gonna get us a little fantasy team.
The Triple B's.
Jamon said we're gonna have to get it in blood. I guess he's talking about Harold Blood.
What type of blood? Type A, type B, type O, type A, O negative, type which one you talking about? Which one we talking about? We'll see y'all what y'all call the bluff. We'll see y'all at the sinking school.
And that's why I said Valley. All right.
So in the East, yeah.
In the East, who you taking?
In the East, who am I taking?
Who's your quarterback?
By default, it would be Jeremy Musa. But
by default, By default, it will be whoever the quarterback is at Jackson State. QB1 is Jason Brown. QB2 is I want to put Zai up there. I mean, I feel like Zai's better than Jeremy Musa. I feel like Jason Brown is better than Musa. I feel like Jacoby and Morgan is better than Musa. I feel like all of our quarterbacks are better than Musa.
Damn. What's up, G?
What's going on? It's Mr. Big Bad Braves himself.
Hey, Coach McNair, man, he a cool dude. I promise to God, I said you put a Southside fade on Fred and take that beard off, he look just like Steve, man. Like literally, that's what I looked at. I promise you. He looked just like Steve, man. I was like, man.
I spent all day Wednesday and Thursday with Big Mac. All day Wednesday and Thursday. And I got some great news for the people. Mr. Ford, I heard Mr. Ford saying we need a new OC. Well, we problem solved. We have a new play call. Jason Phillips, the person who called play in 2019.
Yeah.
When we threw the ball all over the field with Felix Harper, he gonna be calling play. He gonna be calling play.
Okay. All right. Now, what about offensive line? You still got the same offensive line coach?
Yeah, we still Elliot Wright still gonna be offensive line coach.
Okay, but he's not gonna play call.
No, he's
good. That's good for you.
He was on Jason Phillips was cold last year, like the co-offensive coordinator. But we, like you said, we were one dimensional, and we couldn't go back in this year like this. So that's what. Listen,
I saw the Southern game on TV.
Yeah,
they went to They went to a 4-4 on y'all, and y'all was steady running Howard, and he couldn't get nowhere because, I don't know why y'all don't. I mean, somebody want to argue about it, but you can't block 8 people.
You can't.
You can't do it.
In the box.
No, you can't block 8. That's why you got to be able to throw that ball. That's why I'm saying you got to be balanced.
Yeah.
I think y'all done solved the problem then. If you got a different play call than that Macon kid, because I've watched this film, I think he's the truth.
Tell me about Jason Phillips. That's the one that was at Jackson State. Who is this person?
No. That's the one. He come from Troy.
Quarterback
coach. Troy a few years. JUCO.
Yeah, wasn't he at a junior college? Wasn't he at a junior college at one? Yeah, I know him. He's a white man, right?
Pull it up, Doc.
Yeah, I know him.
See, they had Jay Hopson. Who they had at Alcorn when they was winning? Was he a white man?
Shit, Jay Hopson.
Fred McNair.
Fred McNair.
Jay Hopson.
They won it 6 years in a row. Didn't they win the East 6 years in a row?
Yeah, we won the East 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. This is his first year as Alcorn State's co-offensive coordinator. So he's not the whole total co. He's a co. So is he calling half and then they split it up half and half?
See how it was? He was a passing game coordinator last year, but he didn't have too much input. And so this year, he got more input.
Hopefully he's calling the play.
Yeah.
Who is over
Really,
there?
y'all ain't had an offensive line coach since Ryan Starcheck left.
Yeah, we missed Stanchek up front.
Yeah, and FAMU does too.
So he's the quarterback coach. So is he the one that got Macon there?
Yeah.
Is he the one that recruited Macon?
Yeah. That's my guy.
Well, but Fred McNair told me when I asked him who his QB1 was, he told me that he was the QB1. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's how Fred talk. He gonna say something. He gonna never tell nothing. Fred, I ain't gonna lie. Fred kind of make me mad with that sometimes. Fred ain't gonna tell nothing ever. Like he don't tell us nothing. He tell nobody nothing ever. This is how he do.
So he just be like, you know what? I'm QB1. Well, I had to, but I'm sorry, I had to bust out laughing on that one, man. Like he called all of us off guard, bro. He called both of us off guard.
What's that offensive line looking like, G?
Oh, I love it. I think we had the best offensive line on the West. We brought in a big transfer from Louisiana Tech, DeMarcus Gordon. He started at Louisiana Tech. I love him. A lot of people don't know we started freshmen and sophomores on the offensive line.
What with the kid from Louisiana Tech? What's his size? SWAC. What's his size?
He's 6'6". He like 6'6", 350.
Oh,
We gonna
we
be.
got about 4 or 5 of those. We got 4 or 5 of those.
Okay.
Yeah, he gonna be at tackle, and then we got we brought a kid from Mississippi Gulf Coast, Cam. What's Cam last name?
I want to know Blue. Out of all the quarterbacks in the West, can you pull up that one so I can name them off correctly? Well, we got Conley, Macon, Body.
Macon gonna be the best by far.
Crawley. Who is the other one? Who is the other quarterback I'm missing?
You don't know the quarterback for Pine Bluff.
I know, but I'm still missing one.
You said Blood? Harold Blood?
Blood. Blue, if you had to do a fantasy team and you had to pick your quarterback from the West, who you choosing out of Conley, Macon, Body, Crawley, and Blood?
Mako. Blue gonna pick Mako. I believe in you, Blue.
Blue is gonna pick Andrew Body. Come on, Blue. Go ahead and just prove me right.
Blue is on here.
Yeah.
Got my boy.
Who did
you let
say?
me down, Blue.
Put that up there.
You let me down, Blue.
Put that up there for everybody who keep on talking. Can you put up my little our SWAC West preseason order of finish?
I think we got way more weapons than what Body got. Way more. People don't understand how young Alcorn has been.
Oh,
we develop on the reservation. We don't just go. We develop.
Yeah, y'all do. That's true.
We develop everything. You got to look at Malachi Bailey was a sophomore last year. Our leading tackler was a sophomore last year. Our second leading receiver was a sophomore last year. 3 offensive linemen, sophomore last year.
Y'all go ahead and keep
we develop
developing. We bring
y'all do develop. That's true.
It's hard to get transfers to come to Long Mississippi. It's hard. That ain't our formula. It's hard to get a transfer kid to come to Long Mississippi. It's hard. So we
but y'all get a lot of junior college boys, don't you?
Yeah, we junior college. Yeah, we pick up a lot of JUCOs.
Yeah,
it's not hard.
Y'all own that East Mississippi? Y'all always getting somebody from there.
I was just gonna say, in the new age of the transfer portals, with young men that just want to play and just want an opportunity.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Not true. I'm telling you. I'm listen.
I think that you guys didn't get transfers because that's not Coach McNair's formula.
It's hard to get a kid to come to the middle of nowhere. Telling you what I know. It's hard to get a kid that's been at LSU, these bigger cities, to come to the middle of nowhere. It's hard.
Yo, Mr. Campbell said y'all grow y'all own food. Y'all don't use Instacart.
My cousin, when he played at Alcorn, it was kind of hard for him. Even though he had other offers, but for basketball, it was hard for him to come to Alcorn just for football alone. And then he was stepping in. He was still stepping in the shadows of Steve McNair. My cousin graduated. He graduated high school in '97, and Steve already went to the NFL in '95. So he was in the NFL in '95. So that's 2 years that you stepping in the shadows of the great Steve McNair, and it didn't work.
Looks like y'all got Trigger Man to come out there from Atlanta.
Yeah, but that's out of high school. It's easy to convince a high school kid who's just happy to go to college to come there. But if you've been to like one of these bigger universities and seniors, and you come to Alcorn in the country, it's hard. Sometimes we lose kids on the visit. They'll be all in, I'm committing. They come visit and be like, nah, I don't think I can take the country. They're just being honest. I can't take the country.
Well, let me just say this now.
I don't know.
When I went out to Grambling, that's the first thing I thought. I'm in the country. But let me tell you something. There are some super athletes out there.
But Mr. Ford,
that's why we got to develop ours.
Yeah, but Mr. Ford, the difference between all going to Lorman and then going to Grambling is, like you said, both of them in the country, but for Alcorn, it's hard to keep them there. Grambling, you can keep them there because of your name. Your name alone speaks, rings bells. That's the reason why you get most of your kids to go to Grambling, because of your name. And then like you said, with Alcorn, yes, it is hard. Like in Mississippi, the two schools that's hardest to get a kid to go there is Alcorn and Valley. Why? Because both schools are in the middle of nowhere. Like especially Valley. Valley is smack dab on the side of Highway 82 across from a cotton field. Like it's hard to get kids to come up there. And it's,
you gotta be able to develop talent.
I thought that Alcorn always had a pipeline into Baton Rouge and into New Orleans.
Yeah, we do out of high school.
Yeah.
We get them out. We good out of high school because in high school your parents are more involved. So now when you bring your parents on a visit, they like this is a safe place. You don't get in much trouble. I want you to come to Alcorn. But what I'm saying is a transfer. A kid who not coming with their parents. Now this kid 23 years old. He looking for different things than what an 18, 17, 18-year-old looking for.
But you got Tyler Macon, didn't you?
Yeah, we get some here and there. You know, we don't just not get none of them, but you gotta be you gotta really want to be at Alcorn to be at Alcorn. And Tyler Macon wanted to be at Alcorn.
Well, y'all better capitalize off of it. Show him a good old howdy do down there on the reservation.
I think they'll show. I think the kids that he got up in there, that transferred in, you know, from FBS or wherever, they should be able to adjust and they'll bring in a good brand of football. Like, you know, when the going on what G was talking about, like bringing kids into those rural area schools. Like, I'll be honest with you, even though, and I'm gonna say it like this: when I had my little small time at Stephen F. Austin, it was hard to get kids to come up into Nacogdoches, even though you 2.5 hours from Houston and 2.5 hours from Dallas, but it was still kind of hard because a city kid wants to be in the city. They look,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, not always. I mean, listen.
But see, it works both ways because I feel like we have
something that's interesting. Like Jackson State was able to capitalize. Everybody keep on saying it was because of Prime. It was because of Prime. Okay, that's fine. Prime gone, and we still got the number 1 HBCU class, and still leading in 2024. We're leading in our recruiting as well. So you just have to market it right. Let them know this is what's up. Though, like us being out on the plaza, the band going through your dorms at night when they practicing, that stuff is dope. Like all of those things, you highlight the culture. So yeah, you guys might be on a reservation, but you have X, Y, and Z. Do y'all have bonfires? Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Well, how about they dominated the SWAC before the coming of Deion Sanders?
Well, they needed to have highlighted that too.
They dominated the SWAC.
Even if you're not dominating,
they've gone to the Celebration Bowl 3 times?
Yep, 3 times.
But even when you didn't, like having the videography there during y'all practice, hyping that stuff up, and utilizing your students to do that. If you don't have the budget to necessarily hire somebody, using your students, the videography, the photography. I mean, this is stuff that it's organic that you can make yourself. You got to be able to promote yourself. And that's some of the things, like these coaches, some of them are old school.
Right.
And Mr. Campbell, the bonfire was not shade. I would be scared as hell to go to a bonfire in Ole Miss, and I'm sure they have.
I
know they be having them.
When I was at Stephen F. Austin, when I was at SFA, my chapter, my fraternity, we built a bonfire. We do it every year for homecoming. We did it every year for homecoming. So it's like, we work out there. I ain't never seen that many white people out there, y'all. Other than Texas A&M, when they had that bonfire, I was like, you know what? I ain't never seen no white folks at a bonfire.
Bonfires at white institutions, you better be inside. Bonfires at black institutions, okay, this is dope. So I wasn't saying it to be shady either. Basically, what I was saying is the culture that you have at the university, you highlight that.
All right, so let's move on to the next to the next thing because I know a lot of people get ready trying to watch this fight. The biggest snubs on this preseason list.
Oh, okay.
On the offensive side.
Oh, wait. Let me see. Okay, I could pull that up.
Okay. So on the offensive side, my biggest snub. He down there with them big bad Braves. Jarvion Howard. That is the biggest offensive snub right there. What you guys say about that, G?
Yeah, I think it was a big time snub, but I ain't mad about it. I don't want nothing given to me no more. I don't want. That's why I ain't made dude did no show. I took Jarvion when I got back to campus and I talked to Jarvion, we was on the same page. Man, I don't want none of that. Mm-hmm. Keep it. I ain't finna. Everybody, I know you gonna get on there and be mad because they ain't giving the Jarvion. No, I ain't. I do think he should have got it, but I ain't gonna say nothing about it.
Listen, we know that Jarvion Howard was the winner of newcomer of the year previous year, correct? In postseason award. In postseason, Jarvion Howard won newcomer of the year, I believe.
Yeah.
So out the gate, just based off of his performance, but you know that the SWAC is real quarterback heavy.
When they real quarterback heavy. But
they need to just make an award for, I guess, quarterbacks, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to put a quarterback at that position. That's just how it's been.
But my thing about this is, if Jarvion would have ran for about 1,500 to 1,600 yards, Boosie wouldn't even be thought about being preseason's offensive player of the year. Like, for real.
So you're saying because it was only for the 1,200 yards, 1,275, that's why?
Like, who can touch that? And you also got to look at it. How many times did Jarvion run for over 150 yards in a game? Gee, how many times did Jarvion run for over 150?
I think 4 times.
Okay. How many times he ran for over 200 yards?
2 times.
Okay. How many times he ran less than 100 yards?
You could pull it up.
I think once. Twice that I know of.
Against Southern?
Southern and Tulane, I know for sure.
Okay. So if he would have stayed on the same track, running for over 100, let's say he ran for over 150 yards every game, Buddy would have had probably about 1,600 yards. And I'm just saying this. He would have had over 1,600 yards and probably about 13, 14 touchdowns. What do you have to say about that? Like, you don't have anything to say about that.
No, I think he would have got it then. Well, I don't know. I say that, but I think he should have got it now. He didn't get it. So
right. And I understand, because Musa is he is the closest thing that's out there that can actually win SWAC Player of the Year.
And see, I looked at it like, okay, we only had 5 wins, so that might have factored into it, right? But then you look at the defense player, and he ain't win but 3. So now I'm like, it just don't add up.
Right.
A lot of stuff don't add up. And
the second person the second person that got the biggest snub on the defensive side, that white boy Bubba Adams.
Yeah, I agree.
Bubba already told me. Bubba told me He's like, man, I don't know what these people talking about. I don't know what these people talking about. Y'all done lit this man. Y'all done lit a fire up under this dude, like for real. Like seriously, when it come down to it, when it come down to it, for Bubba Adams, y'all lit
Yeah,
up.
but that's why I was saying, like, what is this, a popularity contest? And they'll say that folks are delusional or biased. But how are you going to explain that? Can you pull that up?
So and then another thing about
stat.
The thing about, don't get me wrong, Jarvin Young. I mean, not Jarvin Young, but Sundiata Anderson. Sundiata Anderson he's a prototypical. He's gonna be a pro, right? He's gonna be a pro on the next level. He got the measurements. He got everything. But does he have that motor? Does he have that drive? Can he will himself in games where the defense can't get it? You know what I'm saying? They can't get it done. So he gonna have to take over.
He didn't even have the most tackles on his own team. It looks like Lewis Matthews from Grambling.
Well, that's because he's a linebacker. So Lewis is the linebacker. So Lewis is gonna make more tackles than the defensive lineman.
So it's Alabama State. So Colton Adams is number 1 in all of FCS. That's why, like, as in, out of all the teams in the FCS, Colton Adams is number 1. And that's I want to know, how are these things calculated? Because some people was like, you can't base it off of last year's stats. I was like, huh? How do you not base the preseason awards off of last year's play? That doesn't even make logical sense. You have to.
And then with this right here, for Bubba, this will be the second biggest snub that he got in the last year. So remember, I feel like
in all of FCS, as in like every single team.
I felt like, as far as in the SWAC, he should have been Defensive Player of the Year in the SWAC, even though that award went to Aubrey Miller. The reason why it went to Aubrey, because the team was undefeated and everything like that. You plan on the number 1 defense in, not just in the SWAC, but in all of FCS. It's just my whole thing is he has improved from year to year since he's been at Bama State, and I don't see anything else that he has to do, that he has to prove to people. Like just you've seen Timona standing next to him. You put a helmet on his head. Dude ready to go out there and knock somebody's head off. And I just don't get it. Like, to me, that's the biggest snub right there. All around is Bubba Adams. Don't get me wrong, Musa, like I said, Musa, that he get it because that pick is sexy and everything like that, quarterback and all that stuff like that, because they pretty much bring majority of the starters back and all that. Yeah. But if he don't get it done, if he don't get it done in the first game, that preseason award, that preseason prediction for you getting the award at the end of the year, that's out the window. That's out the window. Y'all might think I'm crazy and stuff. Nah, it's out the window. That's just my take. Don't call me Skip Bayless, because at least I could go out there, put a helmet on, and actually play the game. But yeah, it's some other people that they kind of, they snub. Like, my biggest snub is only having one player from Jackson State on the damn first and second team preseason award, a preseason list.
Okay, so what other Jackson State player did you feel should have been on the list?
Devontae Davis. You could go Jeremiah Williams. Hell, you could have went K5. But Devontae Davis for sure should have been on that list. Even Jeremiah, yeah, both of them should have been on that list. One could have been on first team, one could have been on second team. Like that was total disrespect. That's total disrespect. That's basically like a slap in the face. And that's the reason why. That's the reason why Coach Taylor said they don't know. Like they don't know what they about to get themselves into. Hold on, Los just put me on some game right here. You see this? Hey, you see this? Blue? I mean not blue, but G. Mr. Ford.
What is it?
Los said NFL rule changes for the season. Zone read and jet sweep handoffs out of the shotgun are illegal.
Woo!
This just came on my feed. I thought it was funny. Our quarterback has such a great sense of humor. Year 77,368 of collegiate ball, and I'm still having fun with it. Oh, Lord. Thanks, Rue.
Man, she about to be on your head, bruh. Better be glad his daddy ain't in it. Better be glad his daddy ain't in the chat. Oh man.
Mr. Campbell Jr. will be the quarterback during the game. Junior will be the quarterback during the game.
Let's see. We got some smack talk. Talking about FAMU, y'all is y'all daddy. FAMU by 40. Oh, well, y'all are adopted sons, so we're gonna send y'all back to the orphanage.
Oh Lord.
I don't even talk about
LeBron had a hairline. What else?
Oh.
What else happened the year they won? Good Lord. Who was president at that time?
Yeah, daddy. W.
Not W. Bush.
Yep.
The last time FAMU won, Bush was president.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, how many presidents we done went through since then?
3.
Good Lord. What time they get? 4
What
years?
if Booster finishes with 3,400 yards for the season if FAMU loses to Jackson State? It still don't matter to me. You threw for 3,400 yards, but you got an L against Jackson.
Oh Lord! If we're fifth, we'd all take a drink.
Nah, I'd be drunk as skunk right now.
Will JSU blitz Musa or play a soft zone?
Man, we
why?
blitz.
First of all, why would any team in the SWAC not blitz Musa, knowing that when he is basically challenged and he knows somebody's coming, he cannot focus to get that ball down to the receiver. Anybody in the SWAC who's playing FAMU needs to be blitz heavy.
But the thing about FAMU, they're gonna try to run the ball, and that was the main
Who's
thing they
their
talked
running
about.
back?
They got some running backs that came.
They got Jennings. They got the kid from Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
They got the kid from what is it? FAU. They got some people in that running back in that backfield.
And then the difference about it is that the offensive linemen are healthy. So if the offensive linemen are healthy, that helps out the running game.
Yeah, they got depth on the offensive line. They got all them kids that got hurt last year. All them kids are back.
So, that would be my main thing. Stop the run. Stop the run. Let him throw the ball. I want to see you throw the ball, and see if you get your team out of tight situations.
He's more of a what you would call a play action type quarterback. You hit him with the run. Once they come up to play the run, then you let Musa throw it.
Pull up those stats because I distinctly remember in the SWAC stats for football that FAMU's run game was absolutely abysmal. So now we're supposed to believe that your rushing was, I'm pretty sure it was actually dead last. So your rushing was dead last in the SWAC, but all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that you're going to run the table and whatever you had coming in on first string wasn't good because it was last. But you're supposed to run the SWAC.
Well, the biggest problem last year on the offensive line was at center. Mm-hmm. When they were playing that kid 66, he was terrible. They went and got the Lee kid. They were better running the ball, but they've got reinforcements. They brought a kid in from LSU. They brought a kid in from the University of Buffalo. They brought a kid in from, was it Troy State? Those kids are going to help.
G, you still on here?
Huh?
I was asking, G still on here? Can't hear you if you try to talk. Yeah. FAMU had the worst rushing game.
That was last. Yeah, they did. But I'm telling you, they got reinforcements. They got some people now. They went and got some people.
So they're able to mesh, Mr. Ford. You think that those folks are going to be able to mesh?
Yeah. They got some. They're going to be better running the ball. See, to me, I thought they stayed too long with that freshman at center. They stayed too long with him. And that offensive line to me is better when that Lee kid goes to center. But I think they want to play him at guard.
Make it interchangeable. But see, the thing about this too, your players are going to be interchangeable.
We're just going to have to see. We're going to have to see if they were able to mesh well, because whoever they were having executing the run game, obviously.
Oh yeah, they run game was terrible last year. I thought the best it was just bad. But see, they got some kids back who got experience, and they deep in that offensive line this year. They deep.
Yep. But I just want to see what's gonna happen. I mean, like I said, that's the biggest snub right there. The biggest snub to me is Bubba and Jarvion.
Don't forget the fact that they put that boy K-Dot in front of all them wide receivers in the SWAC now. That was a snub too.
Lyndon Rash, I think Lyndon Rash from Grambling should have been up there.
Yeah, but listen, that boy from FAMU is about 5'3", and they made him the number one of the top wide receivers on that But see, like I tell people, preseason really don't mean nothing. And the other thing, y'all keep talking about them. See what they did at this media, this last SWAC Media Day. The SWAC officials showed you they have a bias, a prejudice, and a hatred for the success that Jackson State has had for the last 2 years. Like you said, Doc, it's ridiculous that they only have one Jackson State play on there. That's ridiculous.
Can you say that one more time, Mr. Ford? My son was a little bit loud. Can you repeat that again?
What those SWAC officials were showing you was that they have a bias, a prejudice, and a hatred for the success that Jackson State has had the last 2 years. That's what they were showing you. That's why you got to remember, preseason means nothing. What you look at is when the final thing at the end of the season that they picked the all SWAC, all MEAC, and all that. That's when it's important, not the preseason.
I feel you.
Not the preseason.
I get you, Mr. Ford.
Amen. Let the church say amen. Wrap it up.
But yeah, we just want to, like I said, I'm gonna tell you just like this. I tell you every weekend. I'm ready to see some good football.
Oh, you will. I think you're gonna see some good football. I think the Heats turn up more since they had that SWAC Media Day. I think them people pissed off a lot of people.
You talking about Bishop Bonnet? Bishop Bonnet was, he was a talent all by himself, man. I would never.
Wait a minute. What did Mr. Campbell say? Wait a minute. What did Mr. Ford? They had all the. Yeah, you're right. Okay, Mr. Campbell. Yeah. How many you said was on that doc? How many Jackson State players was on that preseason team?
One.
That's why I said don't pay no attention to it. Don't pay any attention to that. You hear that, Mr. Campbell? Right, they don't know.
Everybody that's in the chat, if you repping that blue and white, go ahead and put they don't know in the chat. They don't know.
I'm telling you, on the first team wide receiver, they got that kid. What you call him? Sheree? What's his name?
Sheree.
Okay. He's about what, 5'5", right? Now he can fly, but you can't tell me it's 10 to 15 receivers in the SWAC better than that kid. And you talk, Mr. Campbell, talking about Mr. Ford, stop. Are you kidding me?
Hey, G, don't
you got to been no first team all SWAC as a wide receiver.
Who y'all got to come back as wide receiver, G?
Montario Hunt and Malik Ellis.
Okay, so I think they're better than Sheree.
That's what I'm saying. I know Lyndon Rash better than him. What about that Quay Davis down there at Texas Southern? He not better than him?
I like Keyshawn Johnson from Alabama State.
Now
Keyshawn Johnson.
It's okay. They don't know. We listen. There's a lot of people keep on saying everybody at Jackson State left, but they really didn't. Our depth was ridiculous. We have at least 4 receivers that are 6'4", 6'5". Like y'all just don't know. But you getting ready to y'all getting ready to FAF. Wait, let me see. Yeah,
hey, that kid, the one they call K-Dot at FAMU, he's gonna be that number 1 receiver. That little small kid.
I think it'll be the guy. I think it's gonna be Marcus Riley.
Yeah, Marcus Riley gonna be the number
1. Marcus gonna be the number 1.
Yeah, or the Reed kid from Utah.
But they made the little kid the top wide receiver in the SWAC, right? Preseason.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said we don't need to pay attention to it. Now you saying Marcus Riley's gonna be better than him, a kid from Utah gonna be better than him, but you make him number 1. He's the first team all conference SWAC preseason wide receiver. But there's other people on his team better than him. Hey, is Blue on here?
Yeah,
is Blue on here?
Yeah, he's still in.
I'm gonna say it just like this. You know, somebody asked me, what was FAMU's rushing average in 21.
Blue said there's not 15 quarterbacks that are better than.
Said wide receiver. I just seen it.
I said wide receiver.
Okay, well he said there's not 15 wide receivers better than
Shareed. What's his name? Shareed?
Shareed. Shareed has 100 catches, 1,200 receiving yards, and 12 touchdowns over the past 2 years. This is ridiculous.
Okay, is he better than that Rico Powers? What's the kid y'all got? Rico Powers? What's the kid y'all got from South Carolina?
Rico. Oh yeah, I'll take him over Rico Powers.
Okay, so is he better than Rico? Is he better than Lyndon Rash? Is he better than that
Seven McGee?
Yeah, is he better than Keyshawn Johnson at Alabama State? Is he better than them kids? No, he's not. He's fast, but he ain't no number one receiver. Y'all just named two guys on the team on his own team better than him, and they named him first team preseason All-America. Wide receiver.
They want FAMU to beat Jackson State so bad they just gonna will it.
Well, the coaches and the SID selected the teams, right? Then they picked the preseason All-Americans.
Yeah, and they couldn't vote for themselves.
They need to probably go for adding media to their votes.
You should ask the commissioner that when you were talking. Didn't you have an interview with him?
Mr. Ford, I wasn't finna ask that man 5 different questions. I asked him if he's gonna utilize social media like HBCU podcasters with the evolution of how media is disseminated. Was he gonna utilize them? I asked him about media rights, and I asked him about that basketball tournament. Mr.
Well, you got to ask the tough questions now.
Those were pretty tough. And then Doc asked him about
his expansion.
What about the expansion? And he basically was like, we good over here. And then he highlighted that Bethune-Cookman and FAMU reached out to the SWAC first.
Hold on. I don't have no problem with that. Like I told y'all before, FAMU should have joined the SWAC 40 years ago.
Let me get these. Talking about
it's a waste of time for them to be in the media.
Is this HBCU overdrive or JSU overdrive? I call it what it is.
Don't show Rube. Why do we gotta keep showing Rube what it is? We carving people up over here on it, and this is Saturday Night Live with SheLovesThee podcast and HBCU overdrive, Mr. Rube. Why is he? Dang.
If you don't like it,
these folks don't have no shame though. Like Rube, we just caught you in 4K caping for Jason Brown, and it's like you don't even have no shame.
I don't even go on Swagging the Food. It talk about it try to take over that show. I don't even do that. I gotta show respect where respect is given.
Can you pull this up again? I don't understand it.
At this present moment, right now, I don't have no respect for folks from Southern.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I said
no. It. Oh no!
My own classmate went to Southern from high school. He like my brother, but I don't respect him because he went to Southern. We talk noise on Facebook all day, all night about each other's school.
Rube. You done got caught in 4K caping for Jason Brown, but now all of a sudden it's too much JSU on this channel. What you want to talk about regarding Southern? Okay. What you want to talk about regarding Southern?
How bad y'all gonna lose it in wherever Scotlandville? We thought her club was gonna be good until we saw him live in person when they played us. So we can go.
Hey, Blue, you said that he's better than Rico Powers. You sure about that?
Are you sure about that? You sure about that?
You saying that K Dot or whatever, he's better than Rico Powers?
I believe he is.
I think he is.
No,
I can't even.
Rico Powell ain't even got 250 yards receiving in his way.
I ain't talking about that. I'm saying now. You think he's better than Rico Powers?
No, I don't think he's better. I don't think he's better than Seven McGee. I don't think he's better than Fabian McCray. I don't think he's better than Jonas Fortillion. I don't think he's better than. I don't think he's better than at least 3 receivers.
I do know she's gonna vet for Jackson State, right?
It has nothing to do with that. Jonas Fortillion is a 6'5" wide receiver, and he's coming out the watch what I tell you. What's this? It's 11:30, July 29, 2023. I'm putting it out there. Jonas Fortillion, wide receiver university. Jackson State has always had the best, at least in the last 2 years, the best wide receiver room, bar none. And if he's so good, why didn't Musa pass to him? He got injured. Is that right? He didn't play, or what happened? Because Xavier Smith was wide receiver number 1 last year. And even if you do have Marcus Riley and all these good wide receivers, that doesn't mean that Musa is going to pass to them, because Musa favors one wide receiver, right? That don't mean that he's going to get any touches. Okay, I'm off my high horse.
Yeah, well, you know she gonna be on our high. We're gonna be on our JSU high.
I'm asking a question though. It's a good question. If Musa has been known to only favor one receiver, you can name 5 different wide receivers that are good. If he's trying to throw the ball out the pocket, he doesn't necessarily adjust to throw to more than one receiver. He already knows in his mind.
He don't adjust to throw to one receiver because it's the fact that he's only keying.
I done talked too much mess. Mr. Campbell wants to come on and say his piece.
He was only keyed in on one receiver. It was just like it was like when Trey Lawrence played against Jackson State in the Soul Bowl last year. He only keyed in on one receiver.
Okay, so
Montario Hunt was his receiver.
Big Bad Braves. What you got to say about that? Montario Hunt got the most touches because he was only keyed in on one receiver
in that game. Just that game primarily.
And that's why they lost?
No, they lost because they got beat. They got beat to sleep.
Big Bad Brave. He quiet as a church mouse. You can hear a rat pissing on cotton in one of them reservation fields.
He in the car. Got an echo. Mr. Campbell.
Doc. Simona. G. And that guy from Exit 81. I'm not even calling Mr. Ford no more. That guy from Exit 81. Okay. I'm going to say, because I'm going to watch this fight. So everything is subject. Everybody has an opinion. But let me kind of break something down to you. This is from the SWAC website. Last year receiving. Number 1 in receiving, Xavier Smith. Number 2, Keyshawn Johnson, Alabama State. Number 3, Shane Hooks for Jack State. Number 4, Dallas Daniels from Jack State. Number 5, Derek Morton, Texas Southern. Number 6, Cherie from FAMU, and Riley from Bethune-Cookman. Okay, so out of those, and somebody correct me, X is gone, Shane Hooks is gone, Dallas Daniels is gone. Didn't Morton leave Texas Southern?
No, Morton's still at Texas Southern.
So he's still there. And Keyshawn Johnson, he's still at Alabama, right? Alabama State, right?
Yep.
Okay. So those 2 guys and Cherie and Ryan, aren't they the 4 players that are the all SWAC wide receivers? Aren't they?
They all SWAC wide receivers.
Thank you. So what they did was took the guys that are coming back to have the most production. So stop acting like y'all got to stop this.
So
stop
why?
No, hold on, Tamara. I don't mean to cut you off. Wait a minute, just let me finish my point. So stop acting like there's not some logic to why they pick these people. So why is it that you say, oh, these guys can't play? But these guys, Riley and Cherie, are in the top 7, and now they are the top 4 returning receivers, that actually caught balls. But you guys want people on the all-SWAC team that didn't even catch a football. Come on, man. What are we doing here?
I wasn't.
You're saying that Marcus Riley from his production at Bethune, you're counting his production at Bethune?
That's what they're doing. Of course they're going to count his production at Bethune. Yep. That's exactly what they did. I'm just giving you the logic. No, I'm just giving you the logic of how he got picked.
It's not logical because why? Then explain Colton Adams, the #1 linebacker in all of FCS.
Listen, now wait a minute. He made the All SWAC team. Now we're talking about something different. He made the All SWAC team first team. We're not talking about player of the year.
Defensive player of the year. He was #1 in all of FCS.
Listen, I'm not arguing that fact. You guys said these guys did not deserve to be on the All SWAC team. I'm telling you why they are on the All SWAC team. And I just, once again, for the second night in a row, I gave you facts. For the second night in a row. And that's free. I'm not going to charge y'all for that. So how can you argue when these guys actually have the production? Now, you might not like their size. They might not be prototypical, but I'm telling you, when they looked at that, they looked at the production, and it's right on the SWAC website, and they actually played last year. So come on. So like I said, I don't mind having these. They're all fun to me. But when you guys are trashing these guys like they didn't play football, y'all ain't like Shareek. He caught 45 balls. That's a lot of balls in college.
Wait. Whoa. Marcus Riley? You said the wide receiver? I'm looking at these stats and where is it at?
I'm looking at it right here. I'll send you. I'll drop the link. Marcus Riley caught 39 balls for 563 yards last year. Yeah. It's on the SWAC website.
Against who?
It's
Does
the
that
total.
matter?
It's the total.
No, it's the total. He played.
I'm saying who did he catch them against? Is what I'm saying. And
he played with Bethune schedule. The 11 game that Bethune played.
I'm gonna pull it up. I
mean, you can listen. You can go game by game. I'm not. Listen, I'm not arguing your point. I'm not saying. Listen, that's a different discussion. But what you guys are doing is saying that these guys are no good, and I'm giving you the reason how they got picked. And what they did was they looked, and these guys, those 4 guys, are the returning leading receivers.
No, I never said no. This is my whole thing, Mr. Campbell. This is my whole thing. My whole premise about the biggest snubs from offensive and defensive preseason, player of the year. I said, and don't get me wrong, like I said, Jeremy Musa. That's automatic because he's the pretty much
he's the only quarterback that's left. He's
the best record. He's the best returning quarterback in the conference.
So it's a quarterback award.
It's a quarter in a sense. It's a quarterback award.
Well, yeah, of course, of course. And so, everybody. You have the best offensive player in the SWAC. That running back at Alcorn. That's a fact. I think that is a disservice. I don't think anybody from FAMU. When we heard that he was offensive preseason, we're like, who? So I don't even think FAMU people are like, wow. All we want the boy to be functional. That's all we want. But Howard, clearly production-wise, so listen, I'm not arguing your guys' point about who should be offensive or defense. That's not what I called in for. I'm calling in strictly to talk about the reason how guys got selected, and I'm showing you the logic of probably what these voters did. They looked at the return. So wait a minute. So when you guys say why not these Jack State guys on there, is because some of these guys didn't. I'm not saying they don't have the talent. That will play out that's because all that matters at the end of the year, not the beginning of the year. But they're looking at guys who actually played, and that's why they picked some of these guys. So that's all I'm saying, and I'm just saying that respectfully.
I'm just saying this. I never said anybody as far as on the offensive side of the ball for Jack State should have been on first team, other than DJ Stevens, because he's the best tight end in the conference, bar none. I said that. What I was saying is, my whole thing is to not just to only have one player for Jack State on there. It kind of.
But then the argument goes back, which is a good argument. Then okay, right. Who do you guys say, and then who got to come off? Somebody got to come off,
right?
So I don't have.
And what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. Like, I ask a question. My whole question is, who on the defense should either be first team or second team all defense from Jack State?
Wait,
I just said Devontae Davis.
so you saying Keshawn Johnson is still at Alabama State?
Yes.
So then why wasn't he first team then by that logic?
Wait a minute. Who's the other first team receiver? Sharia's one. Who's the other? Riley's not. Riley's not the other first. Riley is not the other.
Derek Morton. So that doesn't add up to what you're saying.
Okay, no, but no. Hold on. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now what you're doing is Morton is fifth. Okay, he's fifth. Those guys are all back.
Listen,
he's fifth. He's fifth. He only had 5 more. He only had 5 more less catches than Johnson.
No,
I'm talking about.
John Johnson had 715 yards for 4 touchdowns. Now listen, I'm going based off of what you're saying, right? I'm taking it into account, and we looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keshawn was second on that list. So if we're
well then fine, flip flop him. Okay, I'll give you that. So flip flop, he should be first team. Okay, flip flop him. So the other guy's second team. So flip flop him. Okay.
And then you gotta realize too, from my sources from Texas Southern, man, Derek Morton was playing hurt majority of the season. So that's his numbers. His numbers didn't correlate to what he wanted. He wanted them to be. Plus, I people, some people say we got to get out the notion that players had bad years and stuff, but it happened.
Oh, I'm sorry, Terrence Crawford just knocked down Shane Spence.
Damn, come on now.
Hey, is it the 4th round yet, or is it the first?
It's the second round.
Yeah.
I said 4th round by way of knockout. I should have had them place the bet over at the casino.
Well, listen, I just want to tell you once again, y'all doing Mr. Ford. I love you. I have to tease. I appreciate you teasing back with me. I love Grambling. I love what y'all are doing. I'm getting ready to go watch this fight because that just got good when that boy got knocked down. So y'all have a good night.
It'll probably be over in 5 minutes, Mr. Campbell.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Do not go there. Because we have all of Oak Cliff on here.
Look, folks, there's nothing wrong with trying to point out the facts, but I'm gonna go look up the facts. So, if we can do facts all day, I like looking at the facts, but if by that narrative, then Keshawn Johnson should have been first team, right? Okay. Montario Hunt was number 9. Great.
Reason why what's the reason why Montario Hunt was number 9? You got a running game.
And his last 4 games he played with a receiver at quarterback.
Yep. Trey Lawrence,
Trey Lawrence, and people don't know Trey Lawrence ain't played with a quarterback in high school. And the other quarterback we was playing was actually a receiver early in the year. But this is my little 2 cents.
So you just gotta put it in. I mean,
it's just an opinion. It's just an opinion.
Yeah, my little 2 cents.
But let's see. We got one more thing, and
we got one more thing. I thought it was over. The fight song.
No, because we forgot to talk about A.D. Robinson. He was talking about he won. He was gone.
I already talked about that.
You talked about that last night, but they talked about he was gone. That
G ain't G looking for an AD? Big Bad Brave?
Yeah, I'm finna start doing interviews. I'm finna start my interviews. Monday morning, I'm starting my interview process.
Doc.
Man.
You got any suggestions for the Big Bad Braves and the search for the AD, Mr. Ford?
What is that?
We're talking about Ashley Robinson and him trying to leave, the whole debacle, but the Big Bad Braves, they don't have an AD either. So Prairie View doesn't have an AD or Alcorn.
I can't say though. I like what the one that stepped in. I like the stuff he's doing. We just announced. He just announced Friday we get a new gym, a field house, turf. He announced all that Friday.
Now who was this?
Alcorn.
No, I'm saying who's the AD at Alcorn now?
Robert Raines. He was our AD some years ago. Robert Raines. They just brought him back.
Okay.
His name Robert Raines. So
what years was he the AD at Alcorn?
This was like 04, 05. He came back again in probably I think 12. 13.
Okay. All right.
I mean, but you know, like I said, haters gonna hate. You know, because it's just like people want to see the downfall of Jackson State. They just, you know, we arrogant. That's how I put it. I'm gonna put it just like that. Arrogant. We are an arrogant bunch. But I knew, in a sense, I knew that he wasn't leaving. He wasn't going. He wasn't leaving because I mean it's all about the art of negotiation. You knew if Prairie View going to give you an offer allegedly that Jackson State was going to have an alleged counter offer to that first offer. So it is. I mean, to me, it is what it is.
Hey, was Travis Hunt on the preseason All-American team last year?
I don't even know.
Because he's making this argument about they picking people because of production. Because that's what I'm trying to see. Travis Hunter didn't have no production. He came out of high school.
Mm.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they came out. They came out. They was like, yeah, where you going?
I think Kevin Coleman won like newcomer of the year.
Yeah,
It wasn't newcomer, it was freshman of the year.
In the preseason?
No, in the postseason.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying did the Hunter kid make the preseason all
He didn't even play enough. He didn't make no types of anything.
Oh, where he was
the
at
preseason before the season.
I think he did.
That's what I'm saying. See that logic about production. This kid had no production. He was coming straight out of high school.
Well, Blue, I'm not gonna say anything, but you know, it's kind of like we ain't gonna talk about that.
Man, hey Blue, I'm surprised at you because that kid right there, that K-Dot kid, that kid could go in the SIAC and he still wouldn't be the top wide receiver.
Damn. I ain't never heard that like that.
Woo!
Woo!
Well, I guess we're gonna see, Mr. Ford.
Huh?
I guess we're gonna see.
Oh yeah, we'll see. Okay. We'll see.
Blue said he was on the preseason award list.
He was just on a FCS publication, like third team All-American or something like that.
Coming straight out of high school, right?
Right.
So he had no stats on the college level.
So now thank you, Blue, for clearing that up. I thought he was, but he ain't. Thank you for letting me know. Oh my God, the chat is going ham, y'all.
About what?
They is
Blue. Listen, Blue. That guy you interviewed the other day. He was at Western Carolina. What's his name? Kerwin Bale, right? That guy's the guy they need at Florida. That Napier thing ain't gonna work out. That Kerwin Bale guy needs to go back to Florida and be the head coach.
Mm.
Yeah.
Ooh,
and that other guy you interviewed from Sanford, that guy's a Power 5 type coach too. He gonna be a Power 5 coach soon. I know Kerwin Bale is.
Lou, you right. Adrian Mattis should have been freshman of the year last year.
Now what Adrian's from where? Was that Alabama State?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember him. DB, was that the DB?
Yep.
Yeah, he was tough. He was tough.
So what were you saying about our AD?
I just knew that he wasn't gonna go nowhere. I just knew in my heart of hearts, I just knew he wasn't going nowhere. And people want him to leave out of the SWAC, just out of Jackson State because they don't want to see Jackson State succeed. But let him go back. If he would have went back to Prairie View and continue with the stuff that he doing at Prairie View, that Jackson State that he doing at Prairie View now, y'all would be sick. Y'all would be.
It's a lateral move. He doesn't need to be making lateral moves. He needs to be making moves upward.
Oh, Jackson State is upward.
That's what I'm saying. But to leave Jackson and go to Prairie View, isn't that a lateral move?
Yeah, he's also the vice president of the school too. So y'all got to remember that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. When Prince did make that report, I was like, okay, he might be leaving. But I thought that was not a good move. Why would you go? You the AD at Jackson State, then you're gonna decide to go to you're gonna be the AD at Prairie View? That's not. His next move is to be the commissioner. If he gonna leave Jackson, he should be the SWAC commissioner.
Yeah, I feel like he'll be he's trying to move up.
Yeah, that's his next move is up. And you said that Alcorn does not have an AD, right?
No. I mean, they have like an interim AD, but they're still looking for one.
Okay. They should look at that guy from the guy up in Mississippi Valley. Isn't he ready?
Wait, hold up. Hakeem just got there. Why are you trying to take him from Valley?
He might be ready to go to the reservation.
Okay, Mr. Ford, let Valley cook. They got a good recruiting. They got a brand new coach. They got Hakeem McClellan, and he's making moves. Got him in a couple of classics, and they just got they announced at SWAC Media Day that I think they've gotten all of their scholarships funded this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let them cook for a little bit.
Well, tell them Alcorn people, look at them ADs like at who's AD at Benedict College?
Let Valley cook for at least 2 years. Good Lord.
Look at Benedict College. Who's AD at Benedict College? Look at
y'all folks.
You know who's the AD at who's AD at Fort Valley? Mm-hmm. See if you can move that. I mean, you leaving Division II, going Division I. That's what you want to do. And then if you get the AD from Benedict, you might be able to get Chennis Berry.
Valley folks in the chat telling you to tread lightly now, trying to take their AD away. Valley folks is not having it, Mr. Ford. They told y'all to chill out now. Chill out.
Hey,
McClellan B. He ain't been there long enough. Let him cook for a little bit.
Well, like I said, go look at one of them ADs in the CIAA or SIAC and bring them to Alcorn.
What kind of changes? I mean, he did just say they're getting ready to get a new gym, a new field house, so they're making moves.
That's at Alcorn?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I got something for these Southern folks.
Is Crawford knocked him out yet?
We ain't gonna be friends. You're gonna be talking bad about my boy from Clip.
I'm not. They in there saying that he looked like Martin when he got stung by a bumblebee or whatever happened.
You know what? I'm done with you,
Martin. Let me pull that up. That's what they said that he looked like.
Talking about the one where he fought Tommy Hip.
I'm gonna show you in just a second. I'm gonna show you. I'll pull it right up for you. No, I'm gonna pull it up. Oh man, they said they got him, boy. I don't know what you're gonna. Sheesh.
Hey, Charles Edmonds said something real interesting today on Carlos Brown's show. And he was saying that the SWAC Media Day should be 2 days.
I totally agree.
Yeah, he said that. He said it should be 2 days.
And I feel like there should be kind of like a media mixer the night before.
Right.
just so that you'll be able to meet with folks and kind of like network and stuff like that. Unless maybe they're bougie. Maybe they don't meet with other folks. I don't know. Maybe they don't actually do that.
Now the SEC, theirs is what, 3 days or 4 days?
SEC is like 2 days. I don't know.
Because the way they would do it if the SWAC goes to 2 days, that means what you'd have six teams Monday and 6 teams Tuesday.
But then you would, I don't know if, see, the only problem with that is we don't know if they would make that kind of commitment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He was saying that he didn't think they would.
About ESPN. ESPN's not going to make that type of commitment. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, which if you're going to have the other media on the other day, then maybe that would make sense. But I don't think that ESPN would commit to it.
Yeah, you got a point there.
So if it is going to be 2 days, it would have to be. Somebody said this is not it's not a fashion show. It's football. Folks literally will get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and drive to Birmingham, get there, and then they be gone about 4 or 5 o'clock. They be gone.
Right.
I was like, dang.
You want to try to stay all day?
Oh, I had to get there the night before, and I had to leave the day after. They wasn't playing no games.
So, right, Mr. Mona, did you meet with every SWAC coach, every SWAC head coach?
So the ones that I didn't meet with was Coach Maynard and then
Willie,
Coach Simmons. Can you?
Because that's what he was saying. He said he didn't get a chance to talk to 2 of the coaches.
Yeah, I didn't get to.
Don't.
Good Lord. So is this now? I don't know if it's Spencer Crawford that looks like this. Y'all comment in the chat which boxer looks like this picture. Let me know what your thoughts are in the chat. Doc, it ain't looking too good for Spence.
I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it.
I mean, they didn't pass the 4th round though.
Yeah, that's why I said it ain't gonna be no knockout, man. They going straight decision.
Doc, what division is
not
this?
making it to 12 rounds if he already looked like that?
Huh?
Welterweight.
Welterweight?
Welterweight, yeah. Oh, you must don't watch boxing then, because shoot, you could look like a slab of meat and still go 12 rounds.
Yeah.
He not gonna get. He can't even see. His eyes is. You ever seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut?
I've seen the movie.
That's a good movie, ain't it? Eyes Wide Shut. I'm not trying to make fun of Spence. I'm sorry. I know that you wanted him.
Yeah, but he went through a lot because he was in a car accident in here in Dallas, and he away from boxing for like a year or so. And I just want to
sound like self-inflicted wounds to me.
Nah, that ain't no self-inflicted wound right there. When your car flipped by 11 times, ain't nothing self-inflicted about that.
Hey, now Doc, in 2024, do y'all go to FAM or FAM comes to Jackson?
I think we go to FAM. I think that's we go.
You talking about for a home game?
For football, do they come to Jackson?
I think FAMU's home this year.
No, he talking about next year since we
24. Yeah, 2024.
Right. So if FAMU's home this year at the Orange Blossom Classic, doesn't that mean that we'll be home next year? They come to us.
Yeah, they come to us. Okay. I thought it was. Look, I thought it was. Dang it.
So they come to Jackson.
Yeah, he come to Jackson.
At the beginning of the season, the end of the season.
You know what? They might try to switch it up, Mr. Ford.
It'd be in the middle of the season.
Middle, okay, that would be good.
FAMU kept on complaining about not having a home game, so we'll let them schedule WCC Community College, whoever they want to play in the beginning of the season, and then they can come see us.
Well, I got something for Southern since I got Southern folks in my chat.
Southern people don't need to be on you; they need to be on Dooley.
Hey, I'm gonna need y'all to hold this L. I'm gonna need Southern to hold this L.
Southern got some people down there. They got people down there.
Well,
the biggest thing is that quarterback.
When I asked Dooley about his offense, he said I asked him about changing and switching up the offensive scheme, and that interview, of course, will be dropping soon. But he basically said that the offensive scheme works. We just need to.
Oh, it does. It does. It's just, it's just coach, man. Like I said, he's a championship offensive coordinator, but he's a mediocre head coach.
How many times they gonna let Spence fall before they wave the hands?
They ain't gonna wave the hands, sure. It ain't no three fall count.
He's busy.
Hey, Doc, what you think about that early game of Alabama State and Southern? Who you got in that?
You see that you ain't? Oh, you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Look at this picture right here.
It look like
Mona,
he
you
got
see this
Southern
picture?
losing. He got Southern losing.
You see this picture?
You got Southern losing in Montgomery.
Hold this L. Hey, I ain't know Jordan was Lacumba the Jaguar, so I need them to hold his L.
So you got Southern losing in that first game.
Yes, Southern losing in the first game. Ooh, the Rangers land 3-time Cy Young winner Max Scherzer in trade with Mets.
Oh, he'll help y'all. He'll help y'all.
He'll help us since what's that dude's name? Jake DeGrom is on IR.
Yeah. At one time, he was the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's wrong with DeGrom?
Oh, he had Thomas John surgery.
Oh, so he out for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might not come back to the middle of next year. Oh, Jesus. They say Spence getting. You know what? We still love him down here in Oak Cliff.
Dang, he's down again. How many times they gonna let him fall? They must got Vegas must got it like the 8th round or something, because there's no way you're falling that many times. Stop the fight.
Hey, good people, y'all have a good night.
All right now.
Okay.
I'm about to roll up off this thing, but like I said, Southern.
No, we need to stay until they say Spence lost.
I ain't trying to hear that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hey, it's not fair.
Yes,
it
is.
Rub it in my face.
I'm not trying to rub it.
Right there.
Listen, that's not fair reporting.
Boy, they gonna talk bad about this tomorrow.
The same way you got that hold this L up there.
I'm doing this for Southern. We are a HBCU channel. Jawan, what's my prediction on the State Fair Classic? My prediction is Prairie View is going to beat the brakes off of Grambling again.
Dang, I got Hugh and the Ramblings in that game. I definitely got the Ramblings. I think that Hugh is going to go on a defensive tear in the West.
I got Y'all hate us because y'all love us. We the biggest threat.
Is this the person that we dropped eggs on last season?
Man, that pea shooter that they got down there in Baton Rouge.
Who's the pea shooter?
Southern.
Oh.
It's like a pissing contest with these.
Dang, so Spence was 28-0 before this, 22 knockouts. WBC, IBF, and WBA welterweight world champ, 2012 Olympian, and 7-time national champ. And his hashtag man down.
He gonna ask for a rematch.
I wouldn't give it to him. I beat your behind.
He gonna get that rematch. The rematch, because this is the first time they ever fought. That rematch is gonna be better. And the only reason why
is he gonna give him a rematch though?
Because he want his belt back.
Father first, 3-time WBO champion, 2-time lineal champion, undisputed champion, Terrence Crawford. No, I'm saying, why would Crawford give him a rematch? I didn't beat him.
It's gonna be. If they got a contract, they're gonna ask for a rematch.
What kind of contract?
Lose, but somebody lose. If either one of them lose, one of them gonna ask for a rematch.
Crawford is putting on a clinic.
Why would you ask for why would you ask for a rematch? Here you go. Rematch is another payday.
All to get that behind whooped again.
You never know. All different. Who is the head coach for the women's basketball coach for FAMU? Because I didn't even see that.
Well, you know what? There was a little bit of pushback. You know, I'm gonna pull her up. They felt that it should have been certain people chosen, and you know what? I don't think I'm gonna pull her up. The new head. Dang, do they even have it? Do they got the head coach on here? Y'all didn't put out no press releases or nothing? Is it Shallow? Oh, it's Bridget Gordon.
Bridget Gordon?
Yeah, let's see.
Never heard of.
What happened?
I ain't never heard of it because Shalon Pillow, I heard of it because she played for Tennessee. She played on the Pat Summit.
Let's meet her. She's a Hall of Famer and a former WNBA player, and she's most recently served as an assistant at New Mexico State.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's well connected to the basketball community. I'll just put her up there. I know they had some other folks that they were trying to get or slated to choose from. I pulled her up. I'm glad they went ahead and did it. I wish they would have done it sooner so she could have been.
Yeah, it's late because now she ain't gonna be able to recruit now.
Former Lady Vols legend and 2007 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame inductee Gordon became the 8th women's basketball head coach in Florida A&M's history. She attended the University of Tennessee from 1985 to 1989, where she played under the late, great Pat Summit.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon went to 4 consecutive Final Fours and won 2 national championships, one in 1987 and one in 1989. A Final Four MVP in 1989, SEC Female Athlete of the Year and Player of the Year, 4-time All SEC First Team Selection. She won a gold medal for the Team USA in 1988 Summer Olympics. She played professional ball in Italian and Turkish leagues overseas. She also played in the WNBA for the Sacramento Monarchs. from 1997 to 1998 before ending her playing career in 2000. Let me see. It says she began her coaching career in 2004. She was a recruiting coordinator at Stetson University. She became a scout for the WNBA in 2006. She has a lot of experience.
Okay. It's that Tennessee pedigree is gonna be great.
Her official start date is on my birthday, August 14th, 2023. So she's got a couple more weeks. So that sucks that they waited so long to hire her, because now she's looking at struggling her first season. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all waited too long to fire the first one, and you waited too long to hire her.
Yeah.
I guess the game's over.
The fight is over. Yeah. TKO. He go to Crawford. Well fought. Well fought. You know what I'm saying? Still got love from my boy Errol Spence. Just
When was Crawford? I mean, did Spence even pinch him?
Got to pinch him somewhere.
Did he pinch him? What was the cards? Let's see what the cards were. Somebody, oh Lord, they said stop the fight. They said stop the fight.
I love you, mommy.
I love you too, baby. Can you pull that up?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
It's okay. Doc, it is okay.
You ain't worried about him.
You ain't worried about who?
Ain't worried about that.
They said stop the fight, dog. They said that it was bad.
You about to do me like this?
Who? I'm just sharing the news. I'm sharing the news.
Really? Teach your man how to squat.
It says asking the ref why he stopped the fight. Bro, you look like you got tortured at Guantanamo Bay. They said this is not Rocky. Stop the fight. Everybody's crying and telling them you gotta stop it. They gotta stop the fight, bro. This is sad. He's gonna get permanently hurt. Oh Lord. I ain't trying to be petty. Throw in the towel. Stop the fight. Why you take the pictures off? You being petty.
You ain't gonna have. You ain't gonna be him. You ain't gonna be doing me like that.
Oh Lord. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. Let me stop. I don't. Me personally, it didn't matter to me either way. But all they said was stop the fight. Stop the fight. Listen, you said that they're gonna do a rematch, so greater later. At least he'll be able to look at his film and figure out what it was. But they are going that stop the fight did go viral. So we good. Miss Avis said Pillow was better. You talking about the coach that only won 4 games? Spence needed a better defense. You better learn how to bob and weave. Bob and weave. Marching 100, it does suck because Pillow could have resigned after the first. She could have really resigned after the season was out.
Oh, Jesus.
You are upset about this loss. I hope you didn't put no money on it.
I ain't put no money on it. Nah,
huh?
I ain't put no money on it. I ain't put no kind of money on it.
Well, that's good because that fight, it looked like it was real dangerous.
You know what? We're not gonna go there. We are not gonna go there.
Word. Can I share this one more joke?
Nope.
Please?
God said, don't be petty.
As petty as we are with the SWAC, come on, pull it up.
Well, that's it. Well, be petty with the stud that's trying to talk noise over here, Jamon Smith.
I'm not even in the chat. Everybody else is handling that. Here, let's do this one. This one was funny. Pull it up. Folks was like, stop the fight. The referees.
I'm done. You know what?
Listen, some of them refs, they had the fight going more than 7 rounds.
I am done.
What? That was funny. No. Yeah, you don't got no type of sense of humor. Come on.
Well, I got sense of humor, but you ain't gonna no.
You know what? Lord, he said, stop the fight. It's over now. All right, y'all. Are you making some special announcements? We got some yeah, Errol did not put on for Texas.
Man.
They said everything is bigger and better in Texas.
And it is.
That
and we are. Don't be trying to talk down on my state.
I'm not gonna talk about Texas.
Ain't never gonna get knocked out. He got knocked out. He got knocked out. I will never get knocked out. I'll shoot you in the kneecap before I get knocked out.
Oh Lord. But what's coming up? What's up with you for the next coming weeks?
So
it's countdown to to football season.
Countdown to football season.
We got some content coming soon from SWAC Media Day.
Yep. So whenever they come in, I'm just gonna be putting it out there. So I'm just trying to get some rest. Monday, I have a store audit. So, we're gonna be in there from early
sun up to sundown.
No, hell no. I ain't gonna do no sundown. Shoot, my shop ain't that big. But we're gonna be counting everything up in there because some of my numbers are looking off. So we try to get a lot more stuff to come into the shop. So pretty much that's what's gonna happen. After that, man, I'm just taking a rest, taking a small break, and getting everything settled, and then get some more content ready. So also right. I'm started looking in. I'm trying to look into. We got to form trying to form an LLC. So.
Okay, big things. Good Lord, that chat is off the chain.
Okay, yeah, with Tank, yeah, Isaac Cruz and Tank, man, Earl Spence still gonna put on for the city. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna trip. But Tank is a dog. Isaac Cruz, he is up and coming. So for the folks that's in here, or the fat person named Jamon Smith that's in here talking about potholes at Jackson, please stop using the pothole thing. Please stop using the pothole thing, because we could go down to Baton Rouge and we could say y'all shit look like goddamn third world country.
Wait, whoa,
No,
whoa.
so if you want to go there, on my page with everybody else, we can go there with you.
Oh
The
Lord.
last time I checked going to Baton Rouge, I don't stop in Baton Rouge.
Whoa.
It smells like somebody's toilet in Baton Rouge.
Oh my goodness, Doc.
I told y'all, y'all keep messing with me. I got time today.
We don't need that type of smoke.
I got time today.
Doc.
Your water tastes like damn. Oh my God.
Whoa.
It tastes like black coffee and burnt cigarettes.
Yikes.
So I'm gonna need y'all to stop talking about Jackson like that. I'm gonna need you to stop talking about Jackson. And if you want to go on that ugly ass show with that ugly ass dude over there, you go right ahead. You can tell him all the stuff that you want to tell him. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing: he can't whoop me.
Oh my gosh.
I ain't gonna never cry in the car. I'm gonna tell you like that. Y'all got me fucked up. Y'all ain't gonna cry in the car.
Doc, come on. Y'all have a good night. We thank y'all for tuning in to HBCU. You might have to clip this out of the section.
I'm gonna clip it's all
Saturday,
right.
No, because Saturday Night Live with SheLovesThee and Doc Holliday.
I just don't. I'm just saying this, man. Don't be coming in. We trying to have a good old show.
Calling no folks out. We
try to have a good show, but you know what I'm saying. You got folks in here that want to talk noise and stuff like that.
But you throwing shots at folks.
Yeah, because he kept throwing shots in the chat. I read the chat. I read everything in the chat. But keep that same energy. We talking about football. You talking about some whole other stuff. But keep that same energy for football. I mean, Zorda, I don't care if y'all joking. I mean, we joke and everything, but like I said, keep the same. We talk about football, we talk about sports, we talk about politics, we talk about all this stuff on this channel. Let's keep it that. Don't be throwing shade talking about a city that's in dire need. Nah, you want to talk football, bro? You talking greasy on here.
Sheesh.
We talking greasy on here, and then I'm gonna put this on here too. I'm gonna put it on here too.
Wait, you put it on wax?
I'm putting it on wax. The next person they want to talk greasy about me, come say it to my face.
I bet you they won't.
Say it to my face. But I bet you ain't gonna do it because you too chicken shit to do it. Yeah, and I said that, and I put that on everything. I put that on the 6. All right. Now, anybody got a problem with me? You can text me on the phone. You can email me. You can send a donation with your damn whatever you want to say on Cash App.
These folks would never say it in person. Never.
They
would never say it. I mean, it's a part of your growth. You have to understand that you
I know it's part of my growth, but shoot, y'all got
growing.
people
You
up
taking
here.
up space. You done through the elbows, and we done walked through a door that a lot of people they want to keep you shut out of. So you just have to hone into what you're doing, your craft, and focus on that, because people are gonna hate all day. But I guarantee you, anybody who's talking mess, and I know for damn sure they ain't gonna call me out. I know they ain't gonna call me out.
Why would I want
to know better? Whoever it is, they know better than to say something about me.
Hold on. Why would I want to come down to the bluff? I don't care about the bluff. I don't care about Southern University like that. I'm Jackson State through and through. But first and foremost, I'm a man from Oak Cliff. Let's get that straight. Let's get that straight. We talking about football. We talking about sports. You don't take it to the next level talking about somebody's city that needs help. Because like I said, I could go down to Baton Rouge and y'all shit looks trash. Y'all smell like that. It smell like trash. It look like trash.
Ooh, we.
But don't get.
Let me
don't
address.
get
Hey, Doc.
started,
Hey,
man.
Doc. Nephew, calm down. This big unk here, man.
I-
Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Let me address the young man. What's his? Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. Young man. Please. Don't. What I meant by talking about innocent people. My mother and I got family members still stay there that don't want to move, and there's nothing that they can do. They go out and vote each and every time, young man, and things still, don't progress. So what I mean by innocent Black people, they are people that look just like you, young man. They can't help the way things are. They are college graduates and all this and that. But please, young man, don't take it there. This is just football. This is just smack talk. Just like your boy Adrian Crook, he spreads a bunch of innuendos. A bunch of innuendos. He talks about the water situation, the potholes, and the he talks about how Jackson State doesn't own their stadium. But see, let me make one thing clear. A lot of people in these chats, their college degrees are verified. Okay.
I understand this that college degrees are verified, but these hands are certified too.
And I get that, and I don't want, and see, like I said, I and young Mr. Smith, I had made a joke about Southern and how y'all are. It's like, you coming with the as the young people say, the smoke. What for? Over a football game? Over a football game. Now let's talk facts. You're saying that you beat Jackson State 10 times or whatever. How many SWAC championships were won when y'all beat Jackson State 10 times? 1. When Jackson State beat y'all, it's been 2. You don't have to go to college to know that 2 is better than 1. You see how that smack talk is right there? That ain't hurt nobody. But see, when you're talking about innocent people, now you're stepping on my toes. Because my father was an elected official there. And that's not cool. And I'm letting you know, you can go put it in whatever chat you want to. That's fine with me. That's fine with me.
Cause
but at the end, no, see this. We're gonna have to stop this stuff. Yeah, we're gonna really have to stop this stuff, man, because these young people gotta understand that those people there in Jackson, Mississippi, cannot help the way things are. So stop it.
Nah, I ain't gonna mess nothing up. Cousin Los, I ain't gonna mess nothing up. Nah, I'm just saying like this. When you just come at me or you come at my co-host or you just come at anybody that come on my show or anything like that with some foolishness, and I don't never see you on here. I never seen you on here. Yeah, I check out the other show. You on there, but I ain't never seen you on my stuff. And you can respectfully get off my stuff. And if you really want to get, like I said, if you can talk bad all you want to. And my whole thing is I'm trying to run. This is my business right here. Outside of what my regular job is, this is my business. We built this. Me and the wife built this from the ground up. I'm the only thing about between my wife helping this out, doing this, is the fact that my face is plastered on the camera. My wife is the one that's doing the behind the scenes. We built this from having 11 subscribers all the way up to close to 1,900 people. And for you to, you could, like I said, when it comes down to football, when it comes to sports between our institutions, I have no problem with that. But like I said, when you start going into that other realm, talking about other things that you have no right or no business to talk about, then that's when I get upset. I'm just saying, because like you said, yeah, it go in one ear, but it ain't gonna come out the other. Because I listen for everything.
Yeah, but look, I'll be in the chat, man. Y'all be good. And like I said, man, I'm proud of y'all. I don't mean to cut y'all off. I'm very proud of y'all. Y'all keep doing, keep all the great journalism, because a couple of my colleagues, we were laughing just here yesterday about that PV situation. So that was really funny, and that young man, Mr. Reed, that's a whole nother story. But keep doing what you're doing. Keep covering things that you're covering, but just as a culture, please let's not do that anymore. Please let's not do that anymore, because there are a lot of us on here that are in financial situations that we can make the change, but that other side don't allow us to. So please, let's not ever do that again. Please, ma'am, please, sir. Yes, I understand. I know the young brother crook and things of that nature, and I get it. That's why a lot of times he gets ignored because of how he thinks and what he says. And with me, hell, I was an English major, how he types. So, I'm looking at stuff like that. But anyway, that's a whole nother deal. But like I said, y'all keep doing what you're doing. Just know that we love y'all. Know that we love all the HBCUs. But please stop the damn worded violence. Please, we don't need that right now. It's people down there struggling, man, because you got to understand that I had to go down to my mother's house for a whole month to go burn garbage. So, when you start talking about stuff like that, just please have some empathy for the people that are there. Yeah. Please. And thank y'all.
Thank you.
I just want to wait because I'm getting ready to get off of here.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I will say regarding what you're building here, what we have together, as far as people that come and watch our show, and we both built our platform from the ground up.
Yeah.
We have roughly 200 folks. At one time, we had about 200 folks in here on a Saturday night watching us talk. So there's nothing that you should, as far as like letting people get to you or whatever. You just got to make certain people your mods, because I honestly, I do not look at the chat. Whitley, Mr. Carey, they do a good job of just getting them out of here. Like, I don't even know who's blocked and who's not blocked, because they take care of the chat for me. Anybody over there talking foolishness and they're blocked or muted. And so that sometimes that just needs to happen, because folks are going to try to get under your skin because they want to see you off your square.
And I'll never be off my square. And everybody know, everybody, what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
but my whole
always and you just folks, that's another thing, is sometimes you have to not entertain other people's spaces where ignorance and name calling and talking bad about people is going to flourish. You just don't even go to those types of spaces, because those people that's what they get off on. That's what people get off on. They're gonna get off on seeing you off edge. You just don't.
I got it. Nah, bro. Look, I'm gonna just say it just like this.
But I'm
just don't
getting ready
condone.
to
I
get
just
off
don't.
here. So
I
y'all
just
have
don't
a good evening.
condone. Yeah, I just don't condone none of that stuff, man. So like when like my thing is I talk noise too. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I was talking noise. So, but when it gets to that point, I don't want to get to that point. And I'm the type of person, once I get to the point, when I get to that point, it's hard for me to come down. And let me get my uncle right here, Uncle Willie. What's going on, Uncle?
What's going on, Doc? Look, man, I know how you feel too. He was talking noise all through the chat, and you know when the president came down, when Benny Thompson did an evaluation, they said it was 19 cities throughout the United States that was on the crisis of water crisis. Now the other guy was saying something about the stadium. We can't help that we got racist ass people here in Mississippi that's constantly underfunding the city of Jackson. I live in the city of Jackson. I pay $4,000 ad valorem taxes every year. Been doing it for the last 40 years. But we can't make them do what they don't want to do. They talk about Jackson State don't own their stadium. USC don't own their stadium. All universities that are what they call urban universities, the state gives them a stadium. They gives them a memorial stadium in every city. In every city that has a urban university, the state provides them a stadium. They don't own a stadium. Jackson State is an urban university. They can't. It's almost impossible for them to have something on campus. And I hope it don't go that way. I hope they tear down the Metro Center. I hope something would happen. But I heard they supposed to be doing some things over there. I think that's a lawsuit. Really, I believe that's a lawsuit because during the Ayers case, that was supposed to have been settled. That's supposed to have been Jackson State's property. Now they come back years later with Tater Reeds and all these different people, and they want to go and do something different. I believe the state need to be sued for that. But that's on down the road. But Southern fans, I just want to let Pomona, I just wanted to let her know that Southern fans are just some mess ass people, and they always do. When I was in college, when I was going to Mary Home, it was two guys from Baton Rouge. From Baton Rouge used to talk noise, and we came to blows. I ended up knocking homeboy tooth out. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that. But what I'm saying, they are some messy people. There's some real messy people, and I understand why you got upset. But I was hoping that you wasn't gonna go all the way off, Doc. I'm here for you, brother. I know how you feel. But that guy was talking noise throughout the whole thing. I just wanted to say that, you know. But we're gonna see where those haters are. Like I said, after the 5th game, you ain't gonna see none of them haters. None of them. None of them. You ain't gonna see none of them. You ain't gonna hear no talk of them. People love to hate on Jackson State. Ever since I've been around to know, people always love to hate on Jackson State for some reason.
Right.
For some reason, it's all jealousy. But bro, just hang in there. And I was pulling for Earl Spence too. But you know, like I said, Pitbull, he's one of my favorite fighters. Although he's a Mexican guy, that joker is hard as stone. And he the only person that he hadn't knocked out or Tank hadn't knocked out was him. He was the only one that took Tank to the distance. And that joker just can fight. He just reminds you of a Mexican Mike Tyson. Thank you for taking my call, Doc.
You good, man.
And just hang in there, bro. Just hang in there. Just hang in there. I love y'all when y'all be on. You just haters just gonna be haters. Thank you for taking my call, Doc.
Now you good, Now we gonna end this for tonight, man. I appreciate everybody for going 0 Dark 30 for a week. Just come up with any kind of new, I ain't gonna say new material, but just get some good info. Just good, some information and all this stuff like that, so we can get going for football season. But other than that, man, it's all love. I still wouldn't care about them folks down 55 So, but we'll be back on this thing. We'll be back on here. I'll be back on here next week. Not next week, but next Monday. This week, this coming up week, like I said, I got an audit at my store. Got some other things going on, and like I said, we're gonna do some researching and try to get everything going as far as getting the excuse me, getting a new format going on and try to get people to come on here. We can talk football. But um I'd apologize for losing my cool because I just I don't condone it. I don't condone it. And like I said, me and the wife, we built this thing from the ground up. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna sound like Franklin off of Snowfall. We built this from the ground up, brick by brick. So I don't have mine on my Facebook. I just use it on my Facebook because sometimes my mom can go on there on my Facebook channel, on my Facebook page, and look at the show from there. Um, so I uh I'm good, y'all. I'm good. I'm good. So other than that, man, but appreciate y'all. We still doing, like I said, we still take donations. If you haven't donated to the cause, um, all donations can be sent to the Cash App. Um, doesn't matter if it's 5, 10, 20, 30, whatever, however much you want to send to the Cash App for the donation. Um, is more than you're more than welcome to. Also, too, it's also, like I said, this goes back to the channel. It doesn't go in the pockets. It go back to the channel. It's to make sure that we get everything straight for the channel and stuff like that. But it is almost been on this thing for almost over 3.5 hours. I didn't plan on going on this long, but as always, man, this has been HBCU Saturday Night Live with Doc and SheLovesThee in conjunction with HBCU Overdrive and SheLovesThee podcast. Make sure that you like both streams. Make sure that you comment, share, and most of all, subscribe to both streams. Make sure that you become an exclusive member to HBCU Overdrive or to SheLovesThee. Get all the perks, get all the members perks, and everything else. If you want to, once you become a member, we'll start going to do. Once you become an exclusive member, and I thought about this too. My, you know what I'm saying, I will be coming out with a newsletter for the channel. So I will be coming out with a newsletter for the channel. So I'm getting back into my writing skills. So see how we do with that. And it will be through you can email hbcuoverdrive@gmail.com. So that's pretty much where everything is gonna be at. But until then, y'all be hold on. I had to get stuff from my son. Look, I told you my setup is right next to the deep freezer. But anyway, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay dangerous. check out replays of the shows. Make sure that you share it with some folks. Make sure you check out the interview I did with TC Taylor on SWAC Media Day. I will probably bring out some more stuff, especially for Mississippi Valley, and hopefully we'll get all of our stuff in um, uh, by this week, by next week. But again, y'all be blessed, y'all. We out this day. We'll be back on here, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. All right. Peace.